Hello. Hi, everyone. Is everything working okay? Let me know after the delay and that. And if it is, we'll be playing some Speakeasy. We're going back into Vital the Land. Everything seems to be working on my end. So I think it might be. And we're going to be doing some, well, we're not rum running, but we're going to be interacting with some rum runners. We're going to get some hooch to the people that need it. Things have been prohibited. And we don't agree with that. We don't like the term gangsters. We're just trying to make sure people have got access to what they need. It'd be good. Hi, everyone that is here. Other streams? There's other streams happening. Well, that shouldn't have been allowed. I am at the whims of a 7-month-old. That's how my streams are scheduled. Barely last minute. But think I've got time for one then? Maybe. See how it goes. Sometimes she has like last minute allergies and streams have to be cancelled, but not tonight. So, yes, it is. Well, we're still at the very end of setup here, so it's 1920. We are. Said prohibition has happened, and we are, you might say, shady kind of people. We're the mob, basically. We are part of Lucky Luciano's, like, not stable. We're not wrestlers, but we have been brought together as mobsters as let's cooperate and work together to evade the police and stuff. So players don't attack each other in the multiplayer game, but there are other gangs that are trying to muscle in on our little corporation here. So there is going to be attacking and stuff, but it's towards these people that aren't part of our family, you might say. So yeah, we're going to be making barrels, maybe buying it from ships, maybe a mix of both. We're going to be delivering it where it needs to go, selling it. We're going to be making deals with some of these gangsters, maybe. We're going to be going up tracks. We're going to be playing cards. It's going to be, I feel like, a pretty great time. I said before, like, before the last couple of weeks, I'd only played this two-player, unusually for me, because most of my plays are solo. But I've been practicing and brushing up with the solo in the last couple of weeks, and yeah, it's hard to say because I've been banging on about the Gallerist being like my favourite so far. It's too early, really, to be making declarations, but this would be one of my favourites. I have had a fantastic time with this, as I tend to with Vital's games, but there's things particularly about this that have really shone for me. So have I set it all up and stuff? I think we've got into it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be playing the solo, which is another massive plus for it. Solo is so easy and quick to handle, but it still gets right in the way and is really competitive. There are levels of difficulty. We're going for gangster, which is normal difficulty, and this is a prototype. I don't know about prototypes, like a production proof. It's what the Kickstarter videos were made with last year. So yeah, you might, if you notice any like componenty things, then some things may have been tweaked in the final thing. But from what I've seen of people's final things arriving, it's pretty simple, right? As they tend to be. So there are a couple of things that we need to do in setup still. So turn order randomly done, and Joe, our AI opponent, is second. And so we do this setup thing in reverse turn order. And I have got rules and things here. I don't know if anything changed, but just in case they did change, I've got the internet rules up rather than the convenient ones. So Joe has a district deck. It's basically the numbers of the district and some extra icons and things for later. We are going to draw from the district deck until Joe can put his stills out. It's one of the buildings that we can build, and Joe wants his stills out at the beginning. So we're going to start with number 3. Can he build in number 3? No. So for the two-player game, there are 5 districts that are blocked off. We can still go through them, Police will still appear in them, but gangsters won't. And yeah, we can't build on them. So try to put these across the building spaces to signify that hugely. Number 11. Can you build in number 11? Yes. So he places it in the leftmost or the topmost space. Pops the city tile there. When we get city tiles, there'll be benefits, there'll be ways to play them. Doesn't care about that at all for Joe. Joe just stores them up and is going to get $1 each at the end, which is points. Your money is your points. So that is it for Joe. Another thing they got to do in setup is see on their board they've got kind of a simplified version of the normal player board. So they have 4 operations tracks like I do that's going to determine how powerful they are at doing actions. They got to randomly draw a card and bump up their green track, which is going to help them move around. It's going to help their trucks move around better. For them, it's how many barrels they can deliver with one action. So that's a little thing that they got. And the difficulty that the thing that changes the difficulty is that there's these 0 cards mixed in that have fewer actions on them. And the easier the difficulty goes, the more of these 0 cards will appear. If you play very hard difficulty, there are no 0 cards anywhere, and every single turn Joe is gonna get a lot of stuff done. So you gotta be pretty good for that. I'm nowhere near that. I'm brave playing on normal. I have not won normal yet. I have won easy, which is duck soup. So we'll see how it goes. Build, protect, produce, sell. Pretty much, yeah. Hey, Shelly, how's it going? Yeah, I feel like there's something that always wants to like temper it by saying, well, it's just the newest one that you've played. Calm down about it. But it's heading that way. If not like top, it's going to be amongst them. But yeah. Oh yeah, they should be 1 up on the infamy track because their tracks have gone up. This is basically, you can always check on this. The total of where you are on all of your tracks is where you are on the infamy. No, they shouldn't be an extra one, should they? Because that is their 5. Because they don't have a yellow track. I think that's what puts them up to 5. I've got an extra track than they have. They haven't got a strength track because, unfortunately for us, they always win when they need to fight. Sometimes they got to pay money for it, which we don't, but they tend to always win. How did you say it was for the resort? I sure saw Beetle tease a picture of a resort prototype at some point recently. Well, I'm always excited anyway, but a holiday resort. So the setup stuff that I need to do. We have our family members, our like trusted employees, our trusted soldiers. We get to start with one of them in these docks over here. And now I need to remember how I've set these buttons up. That one worked as intended. So the docks are divided up into 3 different sections and then a top row and a bottom row. The row you go in decides your choice of bonus that you can have. So you can have a book. These are used for goals later. You can hire a goon for free. Goons help you fight. And usually they cost money. You can get a city tile. So what he got for placing something down. I could have one from the display here. Or I can get an operations card. And that's basically what I want at the start. The cards are so useful. And you discard them for all sorts of things as well as play them to your player board. You can never have enough of everything in this, but I feel like I'm short of cards more often than not. Money too. Burn through the money. So yeah, I'm going to place on the bottom row, and the section you want to be in, you can move people later, but it might depend on if you're thinking of attacking one of these rum runner ships. You see the harbour they're in has got a little arrow in it saying which section of the city they're in. There's basically, uptown, midtown, and downtown is the sections, and they're also districts of the city that we're going to be trying to get majorities in later on and all of that stuff. But yeah, if there's a particular one that you like the look of an ability on there, I don't know that any I'm going to be particularly great at yet, or if I'm going to do any rum runner attacking. But I think I'm going to go in. Where's the grey ship? I'm going to go in the middle. I'm not making grand plans for it, but it's the easiest one to attack, and I would get some leverage for getting that gold tile. I'll give you a little. That's not the button I wanted to press. There you go. That one again. The crates are going to be different every time. They will award you money for satisfying some criteria when you attack a ship, and also give you an ongoing power, so you can maybe use that a little bit in your decision. And then, if this is the right button, here are the decks of operations cards. I get to take one of them. So what do I want to be really good at? What's going to really help me early on? Well, being high up tracks would be really useful. Like this one here would give me some good leverage. It's got 2 leverage built in. So like I'm pleased with that. I think I'm going to grab that as my extra card. And we're going to have to overlap at some points. And he's going to get played into our player boards and all that stuff. It's going to be great. So I got to start off with a family member at the docks there. Maybe I'll lie him down so you can see in bird's eye views what I've done for all of the buildings in it. And the cops and stuff there. So the last thing that I get to do, just like Joe got to do, I can put out one of my speakeasies or my stills. So I'm a little bit in the way. I'm going to shift this camera along slightly. I wasn't on when I made the camera angles, of course. So all of these are speakeasies, apart from this middle one here. That's my stills. So the difference in these, there is a cost for them, which a player will, can you go slightly up? I can't zoom out anymore. This is as far as my camera can zoom out at its current height. And there isn't much further for it to go. So they're going to cost me 3 from this section, 5 from this section, 8 from this section, and they will give me a benefit for putting that building down. And also, if I can clear all of the buildings out from one of the sections, then later on, upgrade actions are discounted by their cost, if I want to do that later on. So getting your stills out will enable you to produce barrels. You don't have to. You can, like, I haven't tried it actually, but I have read that, you know, a no still strategy and just buying the barrels from the ships is perfectly viable. I would quite like to put this speakeasy out. It's quite cheap. So I have got $15 in my hand. Lovely spending money. It's points. And then over on this side, I've got $30. This is in my safe. If we were playing, you know, multiplayer, or if I had more space to keep everything on camera, I would have my lovely safe out and, you know, hide it from everyone in a multiplayer game how much you've got. I can still spend this money, but it's got to be laundered, so I have to. It's only worth half of its value. I've got to spend double if I want to spend it from that, but it might come to that. As for now, I'm spending 3 and I've got 15, so we don't have to worry about that safe money just yet. So I'll get me change. And then we have to think about where are we going to put something out. So I talked about the different districts. So the majorities, when we come to this at the end of each act, for having the most here, it's 30. The most here, it's only 20. The most here, it's 40. So this is kind of more lucrative. Like, it's a bit harder to maybe get to these because for moving your trucks and stuff around, this district is not connected to this one. You can't just drive through Central Park. You got to go around. But that's the most lucrative for that. You can be thinking about where the opening gangsters are. So I can't go in those places basically at the start because you have to fight them. You have to have a greater strength than theirs. And they've only got 3 or 4 strength at the beginning, but that's still plenty for me. So all those are off the table in setup anyway. We'll get some strength later, maybe make friends with a gangster that can help us fight. You can also see, at the moment, 2 districts where gangsters are coming out later. So after we have done our actions in Act 1, gangsters are going to come out here, and if anyone has built buildings in these sections, they're going to fight you. And if they beat you in a fight, your things are getting destroyed. So that's something to worry about. but the fights get stronger and stronger and stronger throughout the game. So you might want to have those fights early on when they are weaker, but you're earlier on as well, so you haven't built up as much maybe. There are also police to worry about. If you build in places where there are police, like Joe has done, your building is non-operating. A non-operating building, this is highlighted massively in the rulebook, so I'm saying it right. A non-operating building is the same as a non-existent building. You can protect it with a family member later, but that's kind of the key here. I can try and build in one of these places, but until I do that protection action and put a family member out, for all purposes of the game, I have nothing in that district, because we can't be doing anything illicit. There's a policeman right there staring right at the building. But if we get some protection and employees to make things a bit more hush-hush, then we can start the boozer flowing. So yeah, we can just choose, like, hey, this district, there's no... Oh yeah, we can see districts where cops are on the way as well. So where there are actually meeples, they are there already. Where you can see these little tokens, that's where they're coming out at the end of the act. So after we've had 4 actions in the first one. So you could just go to... hey, let's go to a completely empty district. There's no cop to worry about next time. There's no fight to worry about next time. But there will be. By the end of the game, the police will be in every district, and there will have been a fight in every district. So you can't avoid it forever. And as I say, the fights are only going to get stronger, so you might want them to happen earlier on. There's also the different city tiles and their different bonuses as well. So there's loads of stuff that can be going on. I hope I'm not making it sound like overly complicated, but... there's loads of different ways that it can go, and all of this, where everyone is in the district, was randomized in the setup too. And there's a ton of these city tiles for their different benefits. So yeah, we could think about one of these emptier districts, like somewhere like nice and central to have your stills is quite a good thing for later on as well. Could be thinking of an empty district for now. You could be thinking about going in the district where Joe is starting the game, because counting for majorities later on, it's got to be protected to make it operating, but we basically go down each district in the section and who's got the best thing in there, and a speakeasy is better than a stills. So I would have to get it protected, but that's a way I could get I could take something from him if I can get that protected and go in there. On the downside, I'm going straight into a place where there's a cop and I won't have an operating thing right away. The city tile bonuses, I like getting more cards. Free goons is nice because they can get expensive. Oh yeah, I haven't even gone into the objectives, have I? There's different objectives for each of the zones as well. Like this one wants you to have two protected speakeasies in the same district. So yeah, 9 might be a good idea for that, because it's the only place that I could potentially get 2 things. That's a good idea, actually. This one wants you to have a nightclub and a casino in the same district. And this one wants you to have a protected nightclub and speakeasy in 2 different districts of this one. So yeah, there's going to be stuff to worry about later. But I like that. What bonus would I like? This lets me produce barrels later. This lets me get goons for free. I think I'm going to go for that one. And if this doesn't work out, I could go for one of these districts later on, but let's say we can't fight right now. So I shouldn't have these city tiles from my practice game. I had a last practice last night. So yeah, I've got that city tile now. I believe that's my putting things out. Oh, you got one final thing for the setup. We'll be moving on to 1921 very shortly. We get to play 1 operations card to our board. So the operations cards, there's 1 for each of these 4 sections of the board, and they help you in different ways. You've got your VIP room, that lets you have more family members in your VIP room. You have got the party, that increases the number of barrels you can sell in 1 action. You've got your stills, that makes you produce more barrels in your stills in 1 action. And your fleet, we talked about, lets your trucks move further with 1 action. So I get to play 1 of these cards, and the cards have... sometimes they don't have all of the bits in, but all the ones in my hand have got these information. They might give you an amount of leverage. This is going to make it easier to... You need leverage to put family members out onto the board to protect your buildings. They have an immediate benefit. This one's get a family member or a helper card. This red one here that I'm tempted by gives you a movement on the red track for free at the start. They also have an associated action. So in the future, when we place a card in our board, they will trigger an action. And the action is always the same based on the colour of card. So the red cards will let us send people out to protect. The purple cards let us sell. The orange cards let us produce. The green cards let us move our trucks. That will always trigger when you play one of these cards. Apart from now, this is a special thing that we get to do at the start of the game. That is just for now. Oh yeah, I forgot my little bonus, didn't I? I get to move up a track. I can move up any track. And the one I didn't mention, because I haven't... it's not part of the cards, it's a separate track, is your strength track. So when you are fighting, here is your strength. And I said the guys out on the board right now are the weakest of the game, the A gangsters. They've got strength of 3 or 4. So my strength right now is a measly 1. Goons boost that to 2. Need more goons, need more strength. I'm going to take that bump in strength. So the card to play, I am tempted by this one, just because it's a red track movement as well. It gives me a bit of leverage on the board, but like so many things are useful in it. Like helper cards are immediate like benefit actions that you get to do at the start of your turn. Books, maybe not right at the start, but you will need books to achieve goals later on. And family members, like I can't send anyone out to the board until I get a family member here. So loads of it's useful. But I'm thinking, like, if I play this now, later on when I get to play a red card, I would like to replace it with this one because it's got more leverage on it. So I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to try and win, of course, and not be hopeless. But I realise I'm saying this after loads of waffling, but you know, I'm going to try and keep things chugging along a bit and try and do them right. So we get a track movement along the VIP. For both of those track movements, whenever you move up any track, you move up the infamy track as well. So you can always count the steps you are on all the tracks combined should be your infamy level. So we've just moved up 2 times, and I shouldn't have a couple of these family members out here. There are benefits for going up this track over here. If you get a helper card in setup, can you play on your first turn? Yes. As far as I know you can, because that's the first part of your turn. Which we should get to now, actually. So I've done all of the setup stuff, I promise. Now, we have a turn, and although this is a prototype thing, the turn structure is 100% the same. So on your turn, you can, right at the start, play a helper card. So I haven't got one right now, but I could have got one from playing one of those other cards, couldn't I? So they've all got immediate benefits on them, like this would be get a red card, get a family member, move your trucks. So you can do that at the start of your turn, kind of an executive action kind of thing. And they will also potentially earn you money later on. So they've got a bottle type on them and an amount of money. Every different bottle type that you've got earns you the money on the card. So the helper card's very, very good, but I didn't go for one just yet. So first thing on your turn, you can play 1 helper card. Then, the main thing, your capo action. You can send one of your capos to go and talk to one of these people in any of these actions out here. You will do actions, so you see they're worker placement spots, and you will work down from where you placed the person, the icons representing those actions. Some actions will, so if we were to go to remember all of the names of the things right, this is the City Hall, of course it is. If I go to the left of the City Hall, this action doesn't change. There's 2 things here I can do in any order. That's the same either way. But the bottom over here, there is a different action taking place depending on who you went to. And you see differently here, it's different at the top depending on who I went to see. Sometimes it's at the bottom. Sometimes it's the same no matter which person you went to see. It may be a little bit different on the 3 to 5. In fact, I'm pretty certain it's different on the 3 to 4 player side of the board. I've only played it 2 players and solo. Maybe though at some point, because I'm wondering if Rachel will be a fan of this. Because apart from like Kanban, she loves Kanban, and we've not played it in a while at this point, but it was one of her favourite games at one point. But that is the only VTOL game that has clicked with her at all. Whereas I kept on trucking, and at this point I've been like, yeah, I know she's not going to be a fan of, after playing it, yeah, she's not going to be a fan of Weather Machine, she's not going to be a fan of Inventions, but I feel like she might enjoy this. So at some point, when we're back to some 2-player gaming, I think I'm going to give it a go. So yeah, this is our action phase. We have 4 capos each in this act. In future acts, we're going to get fewer capos. You get 11 placements the whole game. Those placements are going to trigger things. You're going to get bonuses from helper cards, from playing your operations cards and things. So think of it as just like you're only going to get to do 11 things, but only 11 placements, and that is it. So now, what are you going to do? So I could just come over and build some more speakeasies. That's an option to me over at the contractor here. So I could have a book or a helper card, and then we can build 2 speakeasies or stills, a combination of them. So to secure, like, once I'm in a district, players cannot override other players' buildings. They may get destroyed in the future from a mob war, which is a worry. But as soon as I am in there, there is no risk to me of Joe coming in there later, which, like, Joe's thing at the start right here, like, their first card could be build a speakeasy, and their district card that builds it there could be number 9. So, like, it might be why I want to go there right away. I might want to get an association with another, with a gangster out early on. So he still can't fight anyone, because I've only got 2 strength. Unless I first go and make a gentleman's agreement. But I'm thinking speakeasies might be the way to go. So I'll take one of my capos. And who do we want to speak to? I want a helper card. So I'm going to speak to this gent out here at the contractors. I'm saying city planner, but that's that one. So I get a helper card. Which helper card do I want? So I can be thinking about the money. But more than anything, I think I'm thinking about the action right now. And the action that I want more is worth more anyway. So get a family member. I said that's going to be helpful because I want family members out and protecting my buildings. I also want cards, and this is worth $20 at the end of the game. So I think I'm going to take this, get me an extra red card. I might not use it for a red action. I might discard it for something else. That's the one I'm going to pick, and a new one comes out, which is Produce Barrels. There's always 3 in the display. So that's me top thing working down, and now this will be the same no matter which one of them you went to. I can build 2 speakeasies or 1 speakeasy and a stills, because you've only got 1 stills. So we definitely want a speakeasy out. So I've still got $12, so don't have to panic about it being like the cheapest. So a free goon. Like if I got a goon, I would have the strength to go and have a fight if I really wanted to do that. We could get a city tile. We could go a bit more expensive. Get a family member out right now. But I'm thinking the person I want to make an agreement with might get me the family members that I need. Not 100% on that yet. Don't want to get a book. Don't want to go for an 8 cost one just yet. That's a bit rich for my blood. So I'm tempted to get the stills out with the other one. But it's still quite tempting for me to go and put a speakeasy in his stills region and override his majority there. Because if we both get it protected, speakeasy is better than a stills, and I would always win that district unless there's a mob war that I get wiped out from. So I want to go there, don't I? It's going to cost me $3, so make change. Got a little drawer down here with all the money in it. And my immediate benefit, I can hire a goon for free. So there are actions that let you hire goons. You hire them in ascending order here, and this is the cost to hire them usually. So I've saved $1, but I've got a goon without having to do an action for it, and we'll get other free ones later on. So that's my first one. Second one, I could just make this group like all done if I wanted to. Tempted to get a family member. Like, family members can get me more cards, can get me more goons and things if I want. So there's not another immediate card that gives me like a load of leverage. Do we want to be producing in things? Do I have the money to be going to buy barrels from a rum runner? Maybe. It's still in area 3. Do you mean, where do you mean? 5? 3's out of the game. Do you mean 5? Yeah, I don't think we want to waste we could fight in one of the 3 districts. Oh, that's the only 3 district, actually. I do have the strength if I was willing to spend all my goons to go into one of those spaces, but yeah, it feels a little bit wasteful right now. Oh, the area with strength 3. It is going to get cops as well. So it's another thing that'll need protecting. This one, I suppose, is safe. So, like, the cops will appear before we're evaluated as well. So the advantage, as I said, with all of these at the start of the game is they have already had their mob war, and if I build in them, there is no chance of having to fight or getting destroyed in the future. So I like the benefit being either a purple card or a helper card as well. But if I can make it so that I have enough leverage, I don't know how I can make it so I've got enough leverage. I think I probably should have played the purple card at the start, to be honest. Because then I would have had 2 leverage out. And then when you do the red action, you put that out in there, you've got another 2. I think that would have been the thing to do at the start of the game. So have I revealed information that would make me not able to do that? I don't know, actually. I might do a cheeky take back. Let's do an early fight. I don't normally. So, also when the cops are not about to enter or already have. I'm going to get it protected. Let's go stills in. What do I want? Helper card or purple card? I'm going to say helper card. I won't get one right away, but it's just the city tile. So we're having a fight, basically. This is a 3 strength mobster. I have 2 strength built in. I just spent 2 goons. Each one boosts your strength by 1. Forgot I hadn't explained that yet. I'm in one of my practice games again. I get the city tile again. The rival mobster's speakeasy is destroyed. I've paid my 5 to get it out, and that also gets me a leverage. So I have a leverage. It's what we need to get stuff out later. I think, yeah, if I'm willing to... You might just have to wait to get things protected in a big way. But yeah, I should have put the... So advancing on the red track is still good, because you can have 2 people in your VIP room. So, hopefully, like this will work out okay. So that was my big action. Like, helper card, and then I placed 2 things. Joe is going to be a lot quicker. We turn over a card for Joe. First of all, Joey's going to place his capo on this action space. So he is going to the city planner. He'll place it on the left space if possible. If not, he'll go on the right. If that's not possible, there is the park space over here. So if your place isn't available, you can always go to the park and you take someone out of where they placed. You go there instead, but the person you swapped out gets a little benefit. In the solo game, Joe doesn't get this choice of stuff. Joe gets $5. So 5 points if you ever... So you got to make sure you really want to use the park. So they're going to go in this space. And then we just follow the numbers of the things that they're doing. So they're going up the party track. For that, they go up the infamy track. Then they're going to sell barrels. So, like, we'll go through this when he does it later. It's limited by his party level, so he can sell 2 barrels. Right now, he hasn't done anything yet, so he hasn't got any barrels to sell anywhere. He is going to put out a nightclub. He doesn't have to pay for buildings. He doesn't pay for barrels. He will only pay money in the mob fights after each act. But we don't have to worry about that. We doesn't start with any money either. So he's going to put a casino out. Same as when we started the game. When he's putting anything out, we draw... Did these get shuffled at the start? Should I have shuffled the... Let's make sure. At the beginning of Act 1, 2, or 3, we should have shuffled this district deck. Just give this a quick shuffle. So, just like in the setup, we draw a card, but the first card that we draw, we check the icon for it. So this is going to tell us that he puts someone out in the docks, just like I did at the start of the game. And he places top to bottom, left to right. So he is going to go in that spot there. Doesn't care about the benefits and things like that. And is going in the left section. Then we check, can he build in number 4? No, because that's out of the game. The card stays in the deck, I think, to keep it even for the icons that are in there. But 4 isn't in our game. No one can build there. So we need to draw a new card for him. So is District 1 okay? Yes, this has got a different icon though. This gives him a helper card. So he takes the most valuable card of a bottle type he doesn't have. He doesn't have any right now. So he's going to take this one that's worth 10 because the others are only worth 5. And we draw a new helper card. If we would have to keep going through the deck to fight, like if 1 still wasn't okay and we needed to keep drawing more cards, we ignore the symbols now. Like if this had been docks again, you'd ignore the second docks that came up. You'd ignore the second helper card symbol. He's lucky that he's got to do both of those things in there, but he wouldn't get to repeat again. So he gets to place his nightclub in section 1. When he goes somewhere, he tries to place in the leftmost or topmost space. So that's where he goes. He gets the city tile, and that's how he builds things. And then he's going to attack a rum runner ship. I say in my practices so far, it's been me having to populate the docks and attack the rum runners. I don't know if he's done it yet, actually. Well, he's going to do it now. So this is something that we can also do. You can attack these ships and get these crates and stuff. So he always has the strength to be able to attack any ship. He is going to attack the ship with the most barrels. At the start of the game, they've all got 5. In a tie, he attacks the ship in the lowest numbered district. So he can come over here. Here's a ship in District 1. So that's the ship he is going to attack. So I would need strength and stuff for this. It's a ship in the left district. So you would be bothered about the family members that are in here. If they belong to other players, you can pay them for their strength. I would get some money. Like, if I had family members in this dock now, I would get $1 for every one that he used. Unfortunately, I've gone for the middle. So he's attacking here. I don't get any money. We just assume that he's got the right strength. For pink, you would need 12, actually. But yeah, he doesn't actually have to have it. So he attacks the ship. Because he's done it in Act 1, he gets $5. So if I do it, it's dependent on what that ship rewards you with. So this one would give you $6 for every family member you've got in your VIP room. Which, him getting a set amount in each act is representative of, like, you're probably not going to have many of these guys in Act 1, whereas if you left it later, your level's probably higher, you've got more bonuses floating around, it's easier for you to get 4 in there. Like, hey, Lynette, how's it going? So, he gets the crate tile on there. He gets a barrel, and these are things that would happen to me if I went and attacked a rum on a ship, on his highest value operating building. Now, the Stills doesn't get the barrels anyway, the Stills makes barrels. His only operating building right now is the nightclub that he just built, because for now, there is no cop there. There's going to be in a minute, but yeah, for now there isn't. So he gets that. We've done all the bits. Crate, barrel. Does he get a family member back? Yes. And for being attacked, the ship runs off to the next port clockwise that's available. So there you go. Like, for the actual, this deck in Act 1 is a mix of 1 and 2 cards. So he got to do a few things there. Next is a 0 card. He's only going to get to do 2 things there. And this card is gone from the game. Like, he is not shuffling this up. We've got other decks for him to shuffle, and he gets to do bigger things later on, and maybe he'll wait till later to be trying to cook the books and stuff. But yeah, these are goals that we can be shooting for. So I mentioned the zone ones at the start. There's also have a number of crates, 1, 2, 3. Have a protected building in this many districts. So this many different squares of the board, 3, 5, or 7. There are ones on the infamy track. So if you have gotten to point 10, you're eligible for this one here. The number in the safe is how much money you get in your safe for cooking that book. Oh, that shouldn't be there. That's from a previous game as well. And these are variable goals. So this is have 9 strength. This is have 3 barrels out on buildings, I believe. Each building that you've built can only have 1 barrel. Have 7 leverage across all of your stuff. Have 2 casinos with barrels. Have 3 nightclubs with barrels. Those are our particular goals for this game. They're the Central Park ones. So he's got to do all of his bits. It's back over to me. Okay, so I want protection later on. I want to get family members here, and I want to get them out onto the board. That costs leverage. You get leverage tokens that get spent. You get leverage on your board that doesn't need to be spent. But being first player, it costs me 4 leverage for a family member to go from my VIP room to the mean streets. If I come to the restaurant, I can adjust the turn order. It's going to cost me 2 cards. A card for coming here and changing the turn order, and a card for wanting to be last player. But if I was to do that, I would be last in turn order, but also it would only cost me 2 leverage per person. Oh yeah, replenish the crate, thank you. New one comes out for the future. So I could be thinking about that, because I would like to get 2 family members into my rooms, which I think I'm going to get to do anyway. And I would like to have 4 leverage available that will get both of them out, just to kind of do it more efficiently. So out of my 3 remaining actions, I want one of them. Like, none of this is making me any money right now, though. This is good for the future to have protected buildings. But yeah, an action to come to the restaurant. I can do other things there as well as adjust the turn order. I will get to do a couple of things. But yeah, of the 3 remaining actions, one's going to come here, one's going to come here. I'll still get to play cards and do other bits, but I'm not making booze, I'm not moving it about or anything. So the thing that I'm thinking about is coming and making a gangster's agreement with another... We're just disagreeing with the law. We're disagreeers with the law. I can come to the commission and make an agreement with one of these guys. I can use their strength. If I'm willing to pay them, I can use their strength to help me when I'm fighting. They will give me an ongoing or immediate benefit as well. Oh yeah, my helper card comes at the start of your turn, doesn't it? Might as well play that, because why not? It just gets me a red card. I could wait until the display changes, but Joe doesn't interact with the cards, so for me, that's what the card is going to be. So I'm thinking, we're not about to get into a fight where I've gone anyway, so we don't have to worry about strength for that particular reason. Like, we could make an agreement with Texas over here. She has 4 strength, and her ability is she defends your stills for free. Usually, whenever you want to use her strength, you got to pay her $5. If people are attacking your stills, she'll come in for free. Joe over here only has 3 strength, but you only have to pay him 4 to use that. He gives you a family member at the docks and a family member in your VIP room. That's what I was kind of thinking. Tommy over here gives you 2 leverage tokens. Or is it just 2 leverage? Just out and about. And either way, 2 leverage to help with getting people out. Yeah, 2 permanent leverage. Ooh, that's even better than I thought. I was just thinking tokens. I don't know why. And Big Bill over here, 4 strength, and once you can use him for free. Just once ever. Your green card to get more leverage out and buy from it. Yeah, I could buy from a ship, couldn't I? Like, I have got my stills, so I could, like, there are other ways of producing, like by using the city tiles you've got and stuff and other bonuses, but I could play a red card to produce barrels. I would only produce 1, so it's kind of slow going. Like, I'd produce a barrel, I would get to play purple later to sell better. So I do want something protected this round, don't I? It's really cool that it's permanent. Yeah, I only desperately want to get that one protected. These are safe for now. It's just like, if you can have 2 people out, it will be nice to get them both out. And like, if we can play a purple card by selling later on, then that will that's another 2 leverage out there as well. And you'd want to be selling the booze. How much, like, I could buy 2 barrels from, like, the cheapest ship is over here. Like, if you can see from the zoomed out thing, you can see underneath the costs of buying a barrel from a place. So I could buy 2 barrels for 9 over there. You do this with your truck, so you have to have your truck where the ship is. So it cost me 9 to go and buy the barrels, and they would be able to get down here. And they would sell for, at the moment, based on my tracks, 10 each. So I'd be making some money in that, like, as well, and that's money in hand for selling the booze. It would cost me a bit from my safe. I could just buy 1 and not dip into the safe. So I suppose dipping into the safe for the 5 cancels out the 10 that you're earning. But then, like, you're doing a whole truck action for that, but going and getting to play a green card to do the truck action does boost you up a track as well. And we could just we could do strength, which I'm obsessed with, of like trying not to get beaten out of these sections later on when the strength gets really, really high. I think, yeah, 'cause the protection's not earning me any money. But yeah, the purple card will give me some good leverage. But like, I could next go to, if I was willing to forego making the agreement right now, because we're not about to get into a mob war at the end of the act, I could go now to move my truck about, and that would also give me a track movement. I could then go to the restaurant next time, and as my card play the purple card, which would sell the barrel and give me 2 leverage out on here. But then I don't have the family members, is the only downside to all of that. Like, coming here and making the agreement. I was going to go to the family members guy. Like, coming and playing the red card gets you a family member, so that's one of the 2 sorted. You have a bunch of leverage when you get to the last action. Yeah. I want to get the leverage at some point. Just suppose, like, I am playing I am getting cards down and doing track movements as well. Let's do it. Let's buy. Probably only want to buy one because it does like it cancels your earnings out a bit, I suppose. So I'm going to come here. I get to move up a track, and I feel like strength. Like I do want all of the tracks to be up. I want more people in the VIP room. I want to be able to like produce loads of barrels in one go. But for right now, I want strength. And that puts me up to 8. Oh, this is a family member. Oh, yes, they're in for me, you just said. Realised that, well, you've realised probably 30 seconds before me as a delay. But yeah, there is a family member. I'll lie him down. He's in my VIP rooms for getting to 8 on the infamy track. Yes. So then you get to play a green card. I'm going to play the only green card that I'm not drawing cards. I've had an action at the end of every turn. I'm not saying for a player, the third step is you take a card. Luckily, I've realised this on turn 2 that I didn't draw a card last time. So I could draw a different green card. Instead, this one they've both got 1 leverage. Let's draw the other green card. Just so we've got one about. So I could play the one that gets me a helper card. Helper card, produce, get 2 books, move your truck. Go up a level. That's more infamy right now. I mean, the helper cards are still going to be useful, but I think I'm going to go for this one. Tracks. Let's get up this infamy marker. Let's get the trucks moving quicker. If you get to level 3, you get a second truck. So, I did the first solo game I played. I forgot that the entire game, and I was thinking, like, fairly early on, like, oh, I don't remember cards being this hard when we played it at 2-player. I don't remember it being so scarce. I wish I hadn't discarded them to do stuff. And then, oh yeah, he spent the whole game not drawing them. So we've gone up the green track, which puts me up the infamy track again. I've got a leverage out here now, and I also get to do the move your trucks action with +2 to your movement. So I'm going to have him start in my cheap zone here. Because usually you'd be picking them up from you've made them at your stills, you're moving them about, but and not having to pay for them because you've produced them. But since I haven't actually taken an action to produce them, I can buy them if my truck is in the same district as a rum runner ship. So the cheapest from Arnold Rothstein over here is going to cost me $4. Your truck can hold 2. The next one costs me 5. So I suppose it makes no difference. You could buy another one and then you sell them both over here. Where's this token here? Where's that been knocked from? Just go under a stack. It makes no difference, really, does it? It's going to cost me 10 out of my safe. Even though it's only 5, it's going to cost me 10, and then I'm going to earn 10. So I suppose it makes no difference. I'm going to buy the other one anyway. So it's making them more expensive later. That's from your safe. You may want more barrels for something. Maybe. So there we go. The very first truck movement of the game, they can materialize anywhere. But from now on, that truck never leaves the board, and it costs a movement to go to an adjacent place. It would give me cash in hand, but having 10 in hand is the... Is that better? That is better, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, it's 10. It's 10 in it. It's just 10 to mooch about with. So I have got 3 thanks to my tracks down here, +2 thanks to the action. So it could move 5. I'm going to move it 1, 2, and I'm going to have it deliver the barrels. Each building can have 1 barrel. So just for being in there, it gets to deliver them. That's it. I might as well. I'm not going to spend all 5 unless we just want to go a long way around. 3, 4, 5. To have him back where my stills is. Presuming that, like, I suppose the downside of that is if I'm going to buy from a ship again, it's not going to be this one because he's pricier than the others a bit now. But if my stills gets producing stuff, I am in the district that he's in. So I've spent all of that money, but got 2 barrels on these places. And we could, like, we're probably not going to get all these steps up the infamy track. If I could get to 12 on the infamy track before I sold them, they'd be worth 15 each. But, yeah. Oh, and the boat moves as well. Yes, you're right. When you attack it or when you buy from it, the boat moves. So, that's all my stuff, isn't it? I did that, done my help card, draw a new card. What do I want most? So the stills card gives you a track movement. I like having family member or helper card, but early on, one orange track movement is the difference between making 1 or 2 barrels when you produce. So, I'm going to take that as my card. That's my turn done. Back over to Joe. Joe is going to place in the commission. So over there. And is going to move up the VIP track and get some protection. So we'll get the bit so make sure I'm doing it right. So the number of family members he can send out is equal to the number below his VIP track. So he gets to send 1 family member out. He doesn't need leverage, so he doesn't care what turn order he is. He sends his family member in the following order. First, buildings in districts with cops. So straight away we know he's protecting this building. Done. He got to do 1. We don't need the rest of the hierarchy. It was a 0 card, so he only got to do those 2 things, and that is it. Back to me. So the plan was to now sell them. So one way you can play a purple card and get to sell things is here, but the first thing I would have to completely ignore, well, I don't have to. Yes, I do, because I've only got 20 in my safe right now. You can build a casino or a nightclub. They cost 12 or 17 each. Unless you're upgrading, then they get a bit discounted if you've cleared out a section. I moves at the infantry track, thank you. But yeah, we would basically be ignoring all of that. It's tempting because you'd still get to play a purple card and move up any track. It's still something you get to do. But if we come to the restaurant, we can do a few things in one go. So just come in here. This is the only space where any number of capos can be. I have to pay a card just for coming here, but I like them all. I think I'm going to discard this duplicate orange and regret that a little bit. Now we're allowed to change the turn order. So I can secure first place for myself. Like, basically just be allowed to come to the restaurant. Just stay in first place and I get to do the other stuff. But if I spend another card, I can become last player and leverage is halved for me, which I do want to do. What am I going to discard though? Maybe the other red card. I do love these because while they provide no leverage, they let you move up the track, and if you're willing to discard a card, move up the track again. Yeah, I'm going to discard that one. Right. So that lets me take second place, and we adjust this after we have finished our round, so after Joe's gone, which I will definitely forget. Then I get to do 2 different things. Play any card, any operations card, play any 2 city tiles that I've collected, or cook up to 3 books. I haven't got any books, and I probably don't qualify for anything right now, so we're not going to think about that. It's going to be play a card and 2 city tiles. So we wanted to do the purple. You can see, like, you probably noticed already, but I love the little touch of the posters appearing on your player boards as you took the cards in as well. So I get a book for later on. I've got me 2 leverage, but I also get to sell 2 barrels. Hey, I have 2 barrels waiting on things. The 2 different values are, if they come from your casino or nightclub, higher value. Speakeasy, lower value. So they're worth 10 each. I've got 20 bucks in my pocket. And then the other one is going to be city tiles. I've only got these 2. Wait a minute. Is that what that floating around one was? I should have 3, shouldn't I? I've put 3 things down. Was it that one? I'm sure I tucked it under that pile. That's why there was just one floating around the board. I've slid it off and not taken it. I'm going to do these 2 anyway. Hire a goon for free. So they go back into these middle spaces on the board, or I can cover up one, I think. So a goon for free, please. I have no goons. He would have been free anyway. But still, I've got him. And then a helper card. Can't see him right now. They're all worth $5. Produce for free if I can play that stills card at some point. Then that's going to be, producing 2 barrels for free. 2 books. It'd be nice to try and do 3 things in one go when I eventually do that, but I don't think it's going to be soon. Moving barrels. Oh, I want to produce them first, but you'll do that if you play the orange card. Maybe moving the barrels free is going to be better. I don't know. I'm not hugely enthused about any of them. But also, to play an orange card, you're going to have to come back here, or you're going to have to attack a rum runner. I've got some good strength. Maybe you're going to attack a rum runner. To leverage. Okay. So I've done 2 city tiles. I've done a card. Changed the turn order. Don't use the free goon. I'm about to go to the... Oh yeah, I could hire goons. I suppose that is a waste. But producing... It's a bit of a waste of the producing barrels, though. I do see your point. We still get to produce a barrel. That goes on your stills here. And so there is a barrel there for that guy to pick up in the future. You are right. So I've done my bit. Joe, come along. He's going to produce his stills and go up that track. And then he's going to produce. How many barrels does he produce? 1. There it is. I'm going to forget that's there. Again, it's another 0 card, so that's all he gets to do. Then, the plan was to come here. So first of all, you get a family member. If we're thinking about rum runners, I want the family members out here. But I have moved the cheapest, the easiest. I've made the easiest to attack boat harder, and I've moved it out. Yeah, I can put it out on the docks, but I want it in my VIP room because I think I can put these guys out. Then I can hire any number of goons. So definitely the first one is free. And I've got 10. There's not about to be a mob war. Oh yeah, turn order changes. Oh yeah, he's first, isn't he? You're not coming here, are you? Where did he go last time? I didn't place his dude out. He's going out in the docks. And then he is going... Where's that? Oh, here. Moving up the trucks. Places a speakeasy out in 13 and gets a helper card. Oh, that one's worth 20. And it's a bottle he hasn't got. Place a speakeasy out in 13. Is that possible? Yes. Leftmost one. And it's the best district. It's annoying. And win that district. Get 40. I did other things. Then he is going to move his truck. So he gets to move 3 barrels. He doesn't move a number of spaces and his truck doesn't go out onto the board. He can just deliver anywhere. The number of barrels he delivers is based on where his track is. So 3. 1 comes from his stills, which he does have. And then he takes them from the cheapest ship. But he can't deliver them. So I think he just does this one to his new nightclub. His new speakeasy. Because he doesn't get any more buildings. He gets them for free from the boats. He doesn't have to pay for them. And then he sells 2. Limited by his party track. He sells 2. That's all he's got anyway. And he sells them, same as me, based on his track and where he sold them from. So 1 was from a speakeasy for 10. 1 was from a nightclub for 15. So he gets 25 for that. I don't know if I've said it yet, but Joe does not have a safe and cash in hand. It is all just in a big pile for Joe. Okay. That was Joe's turn, though. Yeah, because turn order changed, and I just went gung-ho for my stuff. So I think I've done all of the... Oh, yeah, goons. 1's free. Do you want to buy a couple? I think I want to buy a couple. I'm going to spend 3. And I'm going to buy a couple more. Then, like, free ones are saving you more, and If I do want to be taking over places, I've got a couple of goons in the pocket as well. Yep. Then get a leverage and play a red card in whatever order you like. Play the red card now. So this one gets discarded. Discarding is all to the bottom of the decks, if I haven't said that already. This gets me a boot now, 2 leverage, and to do the protection action. So I can put people out from my VIP rooms out to protect my buildings at a cost of 2 leverage per person. I've got 5 leverage on my board now, so I don't need to spend these 2 tokens. I can save them for later. So I definitely want to protect my stills because there's a policeman coming out who is going to stop me being in charge in that district. And then we might as well, like, I could just send them out to the speakeasies and then I qualify for that next time I cook the books, but should protect the one that's in danger. And they just protect. Now if I upgrade this into a nightclub or a casino later on, it's protected. Okay. Good turn, I think. Right, so it is now. We have done all of the Lucky Luciano phase. We've done all the play rounds. We now move on to the Lucky Luciano phase. So he is our boss, remember? He is now going to see who is doing the best in these places. I'm doing the best in the worst district, or the least lucrative district, but maybe that will change later. We're just starting out. So first of all, mob war. So everywhere there is a mob war token, that's going to be districts 5 and 6. Have we got a good angle on them? No, you have not. Oh well. You can see from here, so shuffle up the B gangsters. They are all A gangsters. And there is going to be no fight, basically, because these districts are empty. I'll draw from the bottom so I didn't see. So 5 gets Jack Legs Diamond. So he gets put out there. We would have a fight if any buildings were built in there, but they aren't, so we replace there is a mob war token with his strength, which is 5. It would be 6 if you had to fight him right now. That's what that little red at the bottom means. +1 when he's doing a mob war. And Legs Diamond's speakeasies appear in zone 5, and then in number 6, Adners Willman goes out, so we don't see any more bees. We put his strength of 5. He would have been 7 to fight. And his 2 speakeasies out here. So they go off to the side because they don't negate the city tiles. You'll still get the city tiles for building in there, just like the setup spaces. You can still go there, you're just going to have to fight and take over their speakeasies. So that's the mob war. We haven't had to do, you know, all of this text describing the mob war is for when there's a fight with people's buildings. Then at the end of Act 1, we've got a little stack here. I think this is different for higher player counts because you've got more of these tokens because you haven't blocked off districts on the other side of the board. So there are 2 new mob wars at the end of Act 2. So after we've placed 3 more capos, they're going to be happening in District 1. I'm happy with that. And then District 9, which I'm not too happy about. So their possible strength, like the ones we've seen, they could have been 6 to 8. Next time it's 8 to 10. So I basically need to make friends with somebody. So I've got the strength to fight them off in here because I do not want these destroyed. Or have enough goons and up my strength some more. We'll see. Then the cops patrol Manhattan. Everywhere there is a cop token. Oh, they're not going to win this district. Lovely. Everywhere there's a cop token, a cop comes out. So there's one and there's one. The cops, as you can see actually from one of the setup, the cops will still come out to the block districts. Because who knows what's going on in those places. And then we have got 4 more cop tokens to show where they are coming at the end of Act 2. They are going to 12. That's blocked, nobody cares. 10, blocked, nobody cares. 3, blocked, nobody cares. 5, that guy cares. Then we pay out zone control. So for each zone, we go through the districts one by one, starting from the bottom number. And there is a hierarchy here of who has the best thing. So the best thing would be a protected casino. And then it goes down nightclub, speakeasy, stills. If there's nothing protected, it would go to operating. But remember, they're only operating if they exist and there are no cops there. Or if there's a cop there, they have to be protected. Otherwise, they're not operating and they don't exist. So we do protected first. If there's no protected, go down the same hierarchy in operating. If there's none of that at all, and there's a mobster speakeasy in there, they get that district. So for number 1, there are no operating buildings in number 1. Nobody gets a point. 2, it's just mobsters, so they get a step up on this track. 3 is blocked, 4 is blocked, 5, the rival gangsters, 6, rival gangsters. Nobody is present in here. They don't have any money, but they still participate in this. So let's say like we had like a couple each or something. This money in the corner here, the person who had the most would get 30, then 20, then 10 into your safe. So it's not based on like where your marker is. It's based on like the most gets the top amount and going down. In that case, the only person who had anything was mobsters, so no one gets any money for the left district. For the middle, let's see, number 7, there is a cop here, but I've got a protected stills, which is the only thing in there at the moment, so I win that district. 8 is the rivals. 9, doesn't matter that it's protected because there's no cops in there, but that's me. 10's blocked. 11 is green. He's got a stills in there. There is a cop, but it's protected. 12 is non-existent. So for me, I get the most, which is 20, into me safe. And then Joe and the rivals are tied, so they both get the lower of their things. So they are second, they are tied, second and third. They get the third place amount, which for the middle is 0. So we're done with that. And then finally for... I keep getting them mixed up in my head if it's uptown or downtown. Downtown? Uptown. I don't know. Someone will say in about 30 seconds. 13, unfortunately, is operating. 14 is the rivals. 15, nobody. 16, nobody. So at least they're knocked down from 40 to 30 because they're tying. But that is still 30 I'd rather they didn't have. Now you could, with hindsight, I wish I'd gone uptown. I wish I'd gone uptown. Just having one control of one district. Like, if I'd have gone there instead. But, working on goals. Okay, so we've had the payout zone control. That is the Lucky Luciano phase. That is going to happen 2 more times. So, we are into Act 2. We now need to do a thing that we didn't do originally, which is return your capos, and you get this many. So 3 capos come back. 1 is out of the game. Gone. So we're going to do 3 more placements each. Then there's going to be the Lucky Luciano phase again. Act 3, 3 more capos. Lucky Luciano phase, there are no new people, like there we will have the indication and those people will come out, but that is the last Lucky Luciano phase. Then we'll have Act 4, which is 1 single turn, and then you get money for every protected building you've got. You get money for your helper cards that you've played, and then that's it. So there is no zone control payout in the 4th act. It's already happened in the 3rd act. So, yeah, we need to get something going uptown. Can't let him have control of that again. And ideally, I don't know, like, the goal in here is to have a nightclub and a casino in the same zone. That's too expensive for me right now, of course. But we could get speakeasies in the same zone and get them upgraded later on. There are cops in both of these, so that's a worry. This is a 4-strength place, but there's not going to be any surprises here. The cop's already here, the mob war has already happened. So that could be a thing to think about. But another thing to think about, there's going to be action here later in the game, but if I can take control of 13, by, if he doesn't protect that and I get a protected speakeasy, that's better than a not protected one. Even better if it's upgraded into something else. But there is a rule. For your nightclubs and casinos, you can only have one of each in each zone of the board. So if I was to put something in here and upgrade it, then I basically count myself out of this goal. Because my one nightclub or casino for this zone would be in here. He's never going to go away, because he doesn't lose Mob Wars. He might have to pay some money, but he doesn't lose them. So yeah. Alternatively, like, I would just tie him if I had a speakeasy in there as well. And then nobody wins that district if you tie. And if I just get in somewhere, like, one in there. Oh yeah, something I didn't mention with the restaurants, because it didn't apply at the time. Whenever anybody changes the turn order, when we resolve it at the end of the play a round, everyone with a casino skims a bit off the top and gets $5 in a 2-player game. I think it's 3 for a higher player count. So yeah, it's a good thing to get casinos out, because he can change the turn order as well. He didn't. Oh, one thing we need to do for Joe, especially because he's going first. His 3-stack, which his 2-stack and his 3-stack had 2 cards removed and 0s put in there instead. That's the change for normal difficulty. Yeah, we need to make his action card and shuffle his district deck. So yeah, we want to get stuff built. A casino outright without upgrading is 17, which I think that's what I have. So I could do that. I could dip into the safe for the nightclub. The nightclub is 12, so that'd be 24. And we could work towards that goal. Again, they have to be in the same place. And so, like, if I win this district and he wins this one and the rivals win this one, then we all just get 20. Which I suppose it still cancels out his lead, but I would like it so that I get 40 and he gets now. So yeah, get some things built. Get them protected. Protection is easier at the moment for me. And we have to worry about this mob war. So again, like, is that going to get me anything delivered? We can move the trucks. So I've got that advantage as well. Because I've got 1 barrel ready to move. And then I'd have to move the... So I only get 3 movements. So yeah, I should have left it where a boat was, in hindsight. Did I draw a card at the end of my last turn? I don't think I did. What would you have? They've all got no leverage on, so there are no cards there I want to play. But it doesn't matter, because they can be discarded later. Purple to enable selling if I need it. Yeah. Right, let's see what Joe does, and then I'll think about it. So he is placing out in City Hall. So, yeah, we can still go to the park to go to that place if we want to play a red card and do protection the way I did it before. But we can also come to this guy, and you don't get to play the red card and get a leverage token. You do get to do the protection action, though. And if we got a red card in the meantime, we don't have to come here at all. We could just do it from the restaurant or from building the casinos that I'm thinking of. You could go on this side and play the red card. But it makes sense. Though it loses me 2 leverage, it makes sense to play the purple card, doesn't it? And sell some barrels and then move up another track. Let's do his stuff. So he's placing there. He's going up the red track, which moves him up here. Then he is protecting. So his VIP is now at 2. He's going to put 2 people out. So top priority is place with cops. And then he's only got 1 other building, so he'll protect that. Then he's going to build a speakeasy in District 7. Get the most lucrative helper card. Has he got a purple bottle? No. So he takes that one. Move up any track. That's a nice one. And can he go in number 7? Yes. Because that's just a gangster. He doesn't need to fight him. We assume that he wins no matter what. So he gets that city tile and he's in there. Finally, produce barrels. How many does he produce? 1. Done. Okay. So we've only got 3 actions to do this with. I don't want to go to the restaurant, really. I'm already last player. So thinking about nightclub and casino, it would be amazing, wouldn't it, to have these 2 ready for like next act going to the restaurant. You could cook books and they're worth 20 and have got track movements on them and hopefully qualify for that one, maybe. Or we'd qualify at least for 3 different districts with protected things in, which is worth 20 as well, but with no added benefit. So that's going to be one of them. I can move the truck with this, but I can't move it enough to get to a ship and to deliver it to a speakeasy. Like, if I'm going to build the casinos, we've got 1, 2, 3 movements. We could buy a barrel from here and get to there. But you have to play the helper card first, and I wouldn't have built them yet. And I'm planning on going there to be able to play the purple card and get to sell those barrels. You could build them both in 14. We could get a nicer associate now, couldn't we? So, show you the board here. Our new guy's legs is the same as Big Bill. He's just got more strength. So, 1 time only. You don't have to pay him to use his strength. Abner, is that a 1 discount if you're using him to destroy a mobster speakeasy? Yes. So he only costs 5 to fight against someone else. Yeah, we do need to... Yeah, that's a good point. One of them has to be on making an agreement with somebody. I want to do that, and then we're probably not going to get to sell barrels this turn. You probably want to go and get things protected, which is either that or the park to do the left-hand side. Because there's a cop there. And there's no point being in the district if... But then, at the same time, like, he is in there. Yeah, we're just cancelling it. Cancelling his lead is still good as well, and we'll get other benefits from taking these actions. So, yeah, things aren't going to get blocked off. He just might get $5 if I do other stuff. So, we'd get a helper card too from... We'd get a helper card, which we could maybe produce barrels with, which is only 1 again. I probably want to move up a track. Right, let's make a friend first. It doesn't matter which one we go to. So get a helper card or move up a track. I could move up the strength track for the cost of a card. I'm probably not going to get to sell this act. So to get to 4 strength, it costs you a card. Usually that's just for getting to 5, but for strength, just for getting to 1. Yeah, I'm going to pay this purple card. Because this also removes my leverage putting this card out. So I don't want to do that as much. But that's what I'm going to do. And then I can hire as many goons as I want. I'm not going to hire any. Am I? Well, I do want money for putting my people out. So Abner is cheaper for fighting their speakeasies when they're already out. Legs, it's only a one-off thing, but that's saving me $6 to get to fight stuff. I suppose, like, these guys, although it's less fight, 3 finger over here still gives you 4 strength and is a bit cheaper. So their strength is 8 to 10. Mine is 4 right now. And if I get one of these guys, that's an extra 5. So I'm going to get a new guy, because then, as long as I've got a goon or two, which I could get from going here, I will be able to do 10. It just might cost me a ton of money. Oh yeah, infamy. So, yeah, we will make an agreement with... So Abner... I would only have to pay 5 now for fighting these. But I could just leave them there for now. And just go to... I suppose there's going to be a horrible mob war there later. Or the one-off for free. But then we'd have to pay 6 in a minute. No, free for now, and we'd have to pay 6 twice for protecting these in a minute. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to use Abner enough for his discount to be as effective. I'm going to make friends with Legs. So he is in District 5. I put my little agreement marker in number 5 to show that, you know, me and Legs have made an agreement. I can't go and destroy his speakeasies while I've got an agreement with him. So I am going to make friends with him. We leave him that side up until I've used his ability. Usually it all blends in lovely, but we've got a one-off ability with him. So we leave him like that. I remembered all the bits for coming here. Commission, get an associate, take the moss tile, put the thing there. You can hire goons if you want. It's 3 for the next goon. So 1 goon to fight there. Yeah, use them, and then you can get them back for cheaper if you need them later. Don't buy one now. So that's it, I think. Draw a new card. So maybe so it's possible to sell. And we'd keep 2 leverage. Get this purple. Because I'm potentially not going to get to play the red card anyway. Yeah, could draw that for now. Joe is going to place here. I don't think I was going to go there. He's going to build 2 speakeasies. Is it a different district for each? I'd assume so. I assume you just do them separately. So 8, and he's going to put a family member out in the Uptown dock. Is 8 okay? Yes. He is going to take over our mobster one there. And there's no cop there, annoyingly. So that's just good for him. Second one goes in 14. He can put one in 14. Oh, I skipped that. Okay. That's frustrating. Then he gets to move his barrels. So 3 barrels can get delivered. So to his best thing first, and then 2 more barrels can be bought. He wants the cheapest combined price, and then the one that's in the... So blue and orange are both the cheapest. Blue is in the lower numbered district, so he takes from blue. Doesn't have to pay. And they get delivered to... I know it's highest first. They're just higher value operating buildings, and then it's just in district order then, isn't it? So you're not operating because there's a cop there. You're operating. You're a stills. You're operating. There's his 3 barrels delivered. Ouch. So, 13 we don't have to fight. And we can still... Like, that's not operating at the moment. We don't know that he's going to protect. So that might just be dead. And the mobsters will still win it. So we can still get 2 things built in there. If I want to pay big now, I can make it so that the casino and nightclub just get built like early on. Or I can just make one of them speakeasy and upgrade it later to be eligible for thing. Again, it would be nice to be eligible for it early. But yeah, probably don't want to move the... I suppose I could just move the barrel... I could just move the 1 barrel down, and if I was to play a purple card while doing this now, I'd still sell a barrel. It would be after I've built the casinos, but it'd still be 10 back because I don't have the movement. I've only got 3 movement right now. It's very fun, I think. I don't have the movement to go and get another barrel and still make it to one of my buildings. I don't think I want to do something else first. So yeah, just use the helper card. And I'm going to just pick up the barrel from my stills, which is just right here, and travel down and drop it off at my speakeasy. Then I'd be able to build the casino for sure, because he might go to the restaurant. And we could just play the purple card. See, other cards, like... I suppose I could have moved the truck again with this. Because I can play any card and not have the extra movement. But no, let's... I'm not going to make any more money just yet. So let's do it. I'm going to build a casino. Which is early for me. So it was going to be in 14 and we were going to do some fighting. But I need them both to be in the same place. I could still... If we just forget about that, I can just fight here and get one here, and they're both better than his, and just wipe out all of his money from the district. Maybe that's better. Because he can't achieve this either. Unless he puts both in there. He could achieve it. If I put them out there, and can I protect them? Probably not. Because I don't have the family members. Because the purple card gets me a book. And I'm about to play it now. The one there gets me a family member and would have been nice. I can only protect one of them. Yeah, certainly one barrel's still better than none. Unless he protects it, that one doesn't matter. Because I could come out here and just build speakeasies and then protect it, and then I just cancel out his majority there and have a majority there. But then I still need one more family member than I have. Let's go for having them in the same thing. Let's go big spender and see if it works. So a casino also needs you to discard a card from your hand. 17 money, which is my cash on hand right now. But anytime anyone changes the turn order in the future, I get $5. Or anytime anyone comes to the restaurant. Because you have to do turn order when you come to the restaurant. So we're going to get both from here eventually. I suppose I need cards more than anything. And then we've got the lovely points. But the... it has to be a nightclub. Because you can't have both out there. So that cost me 12. Coming from my safe, that's 24. So I am down to only 16 bucks, but some big things have gone out. Oh! And I can do the middle one, which is another track movement. So that's a bit of a shame that I didn't have one more card, because with this free track movement, you could get to 5 strength, but you got to discard 2 cards for it. So I think that's wasteful and daft, and we shouldn't do that. We should do stills. So I go up. That gets me a card. Ooh, I can do it. Yeah, there's going to be some horrible attacks in there. 10 to 12 strength. But I'm hopefully going to be at 5. I might have to make friends with someone even better. So let's check if some of the comments should be hidden. I don't think so. I wonder if, like, someone might have said something, like, related to guns or something, and maybe YouTube's auto thing. I think you can see what's been censored. Monica is one of our mods. I'm not seeing that in my bit. So I don't know, Monica. I haven't seen that bit. I'm intrigued though. I want to see what's going on. Can I get to it from... Pause for a sec. Let me go to the YouTube page. You might hear me because it's just going to start playing. Yeah, it's not showing that bit for me at all. Yeah, you've got great responsibility, Monica. I'm not seeing that bit. Right. What was I going on about? Okay, by moving up the track, am I right? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Yes. I could take an operations card right now. And then have the blue card. And with my advancement, I could still go up the strength. I'd have 2 spare cards to go up the strength. But then I would get a card at the end of the round. That is a lot of cards spent for having freedom to do stuff later on. Now, we're going to have to do a 10 to 12 fight here later on, so I do want that to be something, but we can maybe do it with another track advancement later, but maybe I will have spent those cards later. I could just get a card and then not spend it, or I could get a helper card. This is use the ability of any of the helper cards in the display without taking the card. 2 books, produce barrels. So helper card is nice too. I'm just being seduced by the possibility of that 5 strength, but it would be all of my cards. You can get more cards later, but you need a card to get into the restaurant even. Let's go for it. Let's just take a card that I'm not going to play right now. And that's the top bit. I think that's all of the things. Oh, it's such a shame that we... Oh, I can, can't I? I'll have the track advancement first, please. And I'm going to discard these 2 that I don't feel like... What you just did was move up the orange track. Oh, no, I'm keeping that. I went up the orange track, which moved me up the infamy track, which got me a card. Oh, I get the help card as well. Even better. I misread that. Definitely have the one that lets me take the ability of another helper card. And it's a colour that I need. So, these, you have to do it top to bottom, but these you can do in any order. So we'll have the track advancement, please. And I'm going to go up strength and discard these. Again, not sure this is a good idea, but I'm doing it. We got the infamy track, and now when we play the purple card and get to sell something, it's worth 15 instead of 10. Boom! And I've still got my 2 leverage and a 3rd book for going to the restaurant in the future. Downside, though, I have been incredibly reckless with spending operations cards from my hand. So that goes down there. Get yourself a book and take the sell action. So I could sell up to 2 barrels. I've only got 1, but it is worth 15 big ones. And although I had to take a big withdrawal from the safe, I have a little bit of cash to my name now. Okay. Is that all of the bits? No, you need to draw a card. Oof. Probably not going to get to play a red card, am I? Although, hear me out. If I was to go to the park so that I can go to my favourite protection action, and I was to take this red card right now, I get a family member from there, I get a family member from there, I have the leverage to put both out. You don't need both of them to be protected right now, though. Yeah, but you're coming over here and you're just going to protect one. You might as well protect two if you're going to do it. You've talked me into it. It's done. Right, Joe. What's the last thing you're going to do in Act 3? Go to the rest. Oh, I haven't got an operating. Has to be an operating casino, doesn't it? Doesn't have to be a protected one, but it has to be operating, I believe, to get the payout. So I'm not going to get me 5 yet. We'll check that. You probably have said by the time I look this up. See turn order on page 8. I'm pretty sure it needs to be operating because as we said in the golden rule, a non-operating thing is the same as a non-existent thing. So I'm not going to get me $5. But he is going to go to the restaurant. And he's going to proper mess me about, isn't he? I had one more movement left. Thank you. Yeah, we should probably head back to the stills. He is messing me completely up. Because he's also making my leverage now cost more. And I'm not going to be able to afford it. That sucks. That's like, for this particular plan, that's the worst thing that he could have done. So, back to the solo things. I'm pretty sure he takes last place. Because he doesn't care about leverage, but simulating me doing it. Where's the restaurant bit? He will move his turn order to the lower row, placing first on the lower leverage thing if possible. He didn't even display second cards, though. And yeah, at least he hasn't got a casino, I suppose. So he does that, and then he's going to cook up to 3 books if he's eligible. So his priority... Turn order changes at the end of the round. Oh yeah, I can still make it operating. I'm just... The leverage... Oh wait, my leverage is still 2, isn't it? Until my turn. Is both our leverages 2 at the moment, isn't it? Because he's first player. Yeah, very good point. I think both our leverage is 2 until it fully changes. Anyway, for cookbooks, I thought he'd completely mess me up then, but I think it's okay. He might mess me up in the future, but I'm probably going to come to the restaurant again. Is he going to take any of my zone goals, though? So first of all, he wants these. So has he got a protected speakeasy and nightclub in different districts in this zone? No. Has he got 2 protected speakeasies in the same zone? No. Has he got a nightclub and a casino protected in the same zone? No. So he can't do his own goal. Then City Hall. So City Hall is number of districts you have a protected thing in. So he's got 1, 2, 3. So he is eligible for that. And he gets 20 bucks for it. I can still go there with more, because I think, now I'm only going to have 3 at the moment, so I'm going to have to get more if I want that out. Then Docks. He has a crate, so he can go there, which gets him 15 bucks. In a way, I wish I'd come here with fewer books and got some of these things. And then the infamy track. He has passed this space, so he's eligible for that. For $10, and he gets to boost up something in his tracks. It's the thing that he's the lowest in, right? Lowest operations level, 3224, and it's left to right. So it's party that he increases, which increases his infamy. And the only case on the infamy track. If he placed less than 3 books, he would be able to place one on here, ignore the benefit, and get $10, but he didn't. Right. I could cook 3. I'm not going to do it right now. I could cook 3 books. Yeah, I could have done all of those. But I'm going to need to do another protection next time. But I'm nearly right there with this one. I'm going to be there for this one. Have 9 strength is done. Have 7 leverage, no. 3 barrels, surely doable. Not these 2, but 9 strength. And I've got 5. He's got 5. Done. Right, I need to do my action, don't I? Have I done all these bits? Yes. It was 0. He only did those 2 things. So I am going on protection. And, yes, I'm going to go to the park, which I think switches him out, and in the solo game, he gets $5. So, bad for that. Then we get a family member in the VIP room, please. We can buy any number of goons. Do I need them? So here is an 8 to 10. Not really. If I can pay him, one's free, and then I pay him, and that's fine. I don't need the goons right now. If you had goons, 5, 6, 7, 8 is cheaper. You buy one. It's expensive, aren't they, at this cost? Might regret not having him later. No. No, can just pay him. Yeah. If it's 8, I could pay the goons. If it's more than that, I'll just pay him. So I won't buy goons. Get a leverage. Building up, innit? And then play a red card. Oh, I am going to have to use one, aren't I? Because this red card, I am playing so it gets me a family member. But I now have one fewer leverage, and we get to do protection. 1, 2, 3. Pay 1 for 4. That lets me put 2 people out. And I definitely want you protected. And now you're operating. So I'm going to get the 5. So it doesn't matter, does it? If I put it here, that goal's done. If I put it here, that goal's done. It doesn't make a difference to the fight. So I'll protect those 2 for now. Would love to have done more, but that's going to have to be later on. So, draw a card. I don't know. Because these have got lovely abilities, but probably don't want to replace my leverage because I'm not going to necessarily have cards to be able to do anything with. Oh, didn't do a helper card. Take back. I'm going to play it for... I don't get the card, but the ability of get an orange card just so I've got more cards. Rather than produce or get 2 books. So if I want to be doing stuff. So I could get another orange card and potentially increase things twice. Red, I'm doing leverage a lot. I've done all of them for different reasons, really. This purple could get you a family member. I'm actually going to go for green. Get a helper card could really help me out. Yeah, I need it all. Okay. Draw a card. That was the end of it. I'm the last player. So we are just turn order now. So he's made me first player. And hey, I have an operating casino. So I get $5. Great. Lucky Luciano phase. First of all, the mob war. So we need our C's. And where are they? One's here. Where's the other one? 1. So it's going to cost him a bit of money. Hopefully he gets the 10. Green? Hey, I've already done the green. Great minds. So, number 1, we are getting Gertrude Lithgow, who would get you 2 city tokens for taking her. She has 9 strength for mob wars. So, we assume that he can win any mob war that he puts his mind to, but he pays money for it. So, he pays 9 money to protect himself there. Yep. And her strength is 8 generally, so we swap that out for an 8. And then in District 9, hoping for the 8, it's 10. Moonshine Mary. So, District 9, there. 8 strength in a minute, but for this mob war, 10 strength. So I have 5 strength. So that is going to be the free use of him to add his 5, because you only have to equal when you're defending. You have to beat it when you're attacking. You only have to equal when defending. So the free one-time use of him for that. And then I need to use him again, which is going to cost 6 to add his 5 strength to mine. So I need some 1s. There we go. Pricey, but we haven't lost a Speakeasy. Oh, actually. So because Moonshine Mary didn't get to put anything out, we remove her and her strength token from the game because she got booted out of this spot in Midtown, so never actually came into the city. Finally, it's going to be the places that haven't had one yet. It's going to be 13. It's going to be 11. And it's going to be the lovely 15 and 10 to 12 strength next time. The cops, a lot of them, I seem to remember, were in dead districts. So one there, one there, one there. So you're a bit safe for now. And then the cops are basically going to come into the only places that haven't got them. So one of them's 4 at least. So might get him a bit. At least, like, see, he's been safe from mob wars in these districts where he's had things, but he's going to have to pay more for bigger fights, just like I'm going to have to try and win bigger fights. Okay. That's the police bit. Then the zone payouts. So here, he is present in here. I'm not in this district at all, am I? But the mob are in here 1, 2, 3 times. So they would get 30, but they don't exist. He gets 20. So let's give him a nice 50. Then in Midtown, 7 belongs to me. 8. There's no cop here yet, so he's okay. He gets control of that. 9 is me. Nobody for 10. Him for 11. Nobody for 12. So we both get 10. And then in Uptown, he still has 13. The rivals still have 14 because that doesn't exist because of the cop. And then I have 15, so we each get 20. But it's better than him getting 40 and me getting none. But I don't see me getting, like, hundreds and hundreds of things. Oh, yes, thank you. He had to have a fight with the mobsters, but the empty space gets a Speakeasy. So that's the control payouts. I've not made big bucks from that, have I? I've made big bucks from anything yet. There's still time. And then that's it for the Lucky Luciano phase. Return. You get your 3 that you just had. We need to shuffle up the 4 deck with his remaining 2 cards. And so he's not going to do one of these cards, which could be the 0 if we get unlucky here. He might do everything but the last 0. So we really want to try and plan 4 things. So although it's only 3 and then 1, we don't want to leave it as I feel like I always do. Your last action being like, oh, I can't actually get anything done, like, or just do this that's worth like 5 points. So we want to go to the restaurant and cook some books. It's difficult because you want to go to the restaurant and change your turn order as well. But this would let me cook the books for this, but I need it protected first. So I might need to do protection early as a bit of a wasted action. Not fully wasted because it's going to make that true. But you know what I mean? It's going to cost 4 leverage to just get one person out there. It's the whole one of my 4 remaining capos for the entire game would just be spent doing that. And I haven't got a red card yet. So we could get one. It's just making it... If I don't make it cheaper and stay first player, it's only going to cost me 1 card rather than 2 is the upside. And we might not even need to go over there. I could just come here and play a red card, which I realise I haven't got right now. Let's have a think. For playing orange cards, you get a goon for free, and you get to attack a rum runner. I don't feel like that's very viable unless I get another family member out here, because the way this works, they've got the highest number that you can see here from where the barrels used to be. That's their strength, and it's your strength multiplied by the number of family members you have in their district docks, and you can pay other people $1 to use their people towards your multiplier as well. So in my particular situation, you can use goons to add 1 strength each as well. So I've been putting people out protecting my buildings, which is going to work out the points and stuff later on, I hope. But in terms of workers in the docks, got none. So that probably wouldn't want to be the way I play an orange card. I'd probably want to do that in the restaurant and then still go over there at some point. It just seems like a big use of a capo. I suppose it's worth 20 and a track advancement, which moves me up in other ways and stuff. I've got my green card for moving my truck, but I need to... I suppose I could do that from... I could buy from Rum Runners still. It's like... What's near the blue one? Well, it's a bit expensive. Like, I'd ideally want to go and do the action, wouldn't I? I'd get a track advancement, which could get me my other trucks, but probably buy from this one on the way to my really lucrative buildings. Watch him deliver to the big buildings. Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 away. So if I was to do this and get the +2, because they would cost me 12, but I would be selling them for 20 each. So it's still a profit to be made. But if you produced in your stills... It was rude, just because I could just come here and not attack the rum runner ship. It's just a bit of a shame in it to come all this way and not do it. Like, we could get leverage first to protect this building, although I feel like that's a bit of a waste. I should have introduced Shelley properly. So, I know who Shelley is. I assume we all do as well. Shelley is the big shot in the chat. The expert of not just Speakeasy, but yeah, really cringing at most of the moves that I've made. Yeah, we could do a very weak thing just to protect one building, which I'm very unhappy about. Then we could come to the restaurant, play the orange to produce the barrels, and then cook 3 books. I'd be eligible for that one, and definitely that one, maybe something better. Then, having produced the barrels, we could come here, up the green track, which next step still only gives me 3 movement, but gives me 2 trucks. So this truck still goes over here, buys from here and delivers to there. Yeah, but why are you doing that? You can only sell 2 barrels at a time because you haven't upped the purple track. Okay, it seemed very good until I got to that eventuality. Last action, come to the restaurant again and play a purple card to sell. Next it will be there, it will be there, it will be there to deliver everything. And that's too many actions. Mucking about with all this stuff, isn't it? And doing that first, you haven't got a red card right now. Oof. So yeah, I can't go to rum running. I haven't gone in that direction, and I can't have 2 half actions at this stage of the game. So we want to get protection, but I don't see a way of doing it better. If we ignore producing at the stills, then yeah, we're just going to have to ignore the stills. and just buy barrels. Why did I build it? It's still going to be worth some. It's going to be worth 20 at the end of the game. It's a protected stealth. If I got 2 barrels out, if I got 2 trucks out by upping my green track now, would that be worth it? Would I be able to send, like, you're going to go over here and cost me 12. Go there. Another truck could come to blue first. And what would that cost? 15. Where are other ships that are 5 away from here? Pink, it would cost 15 as well. Where's the orange ship? Miles away, but within 5. Orange would cost 11. Could I then have a situation where I would be able to sell twice, though? If I did up the green track, I could make it so I could buy from 2 different ships. I'd probably have to dip into the safe, so then is it even worth it? Probably still be a profit. But would I be able to sell twice? So I've got the green card right now. I can draw purple at the end of this turn. We're definitely going to be going to the restaurant, and I'll be able to play a purple card. But I don't think I'll be able to play 2. So it's probably not worth up in the green track and trying to do that stuff with it. We're coming here anyway. For all me talking stuff, I have decided where I'm going. It's going to keep the same amount of leverage. We're going to get a helper card. And the helper card is, like, it could just be to produce, which is a bit of a shame that, like... Yeah, I just think if I buy the 4 barrels, I don't know how in these 4 actions I am going to sell. Yeah, we might get it from a city tile. Maybe I'll go to the restaurant again as my last action. Because I've got city tiles that aren't doing anything. If I'm playing a card and cooking 3 books, I've got these left over. Maybe I'll get another book at the end. Let's see what happens. Right, I'm going to up the green track. And I'm probably going to waste a load of money and regret this. But we're going to go out in a blaze of stupid glory. So, up the green track. Moves me up the infamy track. And unlocks my second truck. Each truck has the full movement. So it's 3 plus 2 is 5. I play the green card, which is going to get me a helper card. So I can either have a helper card for an orange, but it is not, it's a colour I already have. It's the downside of that. Get 2 books, maybe the one we want, if I'm going to go to the restaurant again as the final action of the game. I would have 2 books, but would I be able to place them anywhere? Can't place them up here. Not eligible for that. Might be eligible for this one. So when we cook the books, I could put it on, have 3 barrels. 7 leverage. I'd be 1 leverage short. And we're going to go there first, or I could maybe get a leverage out. Might be able to get a couple more things. Hey Jackie, how's it going? I don't want to make it seem like as long as so as Vita's other things as well. Like I know I blather and I'm a slow player anyway, but I found this to be snappier. Even though you're still like tied in knots working out what the best thing to do is. Why are you worried about this now? Let's worry about that in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stopping off at the grey truck on the way and buying 2 barrels for 12, please. And then we'll drop them off at the casino in the nightclub. I should have had this city tile at some point. I don't know that I'm going to play it, but I want it. That costs me 12. This truck can appear anywhere, right? Just like your first truck. So we want it to appear at the orange ship and buy these 2 for 11. So I only have 2. So I still need to pay 9. So that's going to cost me 18 from my safe. I should have so much more money in my safe right now. But all this big action, I'm going to get money from the goals, but the district things are still not going to change, and he's going to build things while I'm mucking about. Maybe this has all been a terrible idea. I've done it now. You've got your 5 movement. Deliver to these guys. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What have you done? Draw a red card, I believe, which I don't want to play because it's going to make me lose leverage, and I don't think I can pay enough to move me up. Oh, I was supposed to get a helper card at some point for something. What was that for? Oh, it's for playing this green card. I talked about them, and then I didn't take the card. I was talking about getting the 2 books, wasn't I? Because it's too late to produce. Yeah. I think I decided, and then didn't take the card. Right. After all that, Joe can do a very simple 2-action turn. Place his worker where I want to go. Move up the red track. And do a protection action, so he can protect twice. So first of all, places where there is a cop. Yeah, buildings and districts with cops first. So, does he have... Yeah, he does have unprotected things. You are with a cop, you are with a cop, and there's his 2. And that's him done. Back over to me. So, we can still protect and just not get the leverage. Get any card, that'd be nice. So we just keep it simple, and I've got 4 leverage, and I put 1 person out, and we just don't worry about getting the extra and putting a red card out. There's track movement and stuff. I'm close to, like, not close, but you could get 15 in your safe for going up there if I was willing to discard the orange card that I now don't need. But I need to discard a card to get into the restaurant, so I probably shouldn't do that. We should just go this way, get a family member into the VIP room. Don't want to buy a goon. Is that wise? 12 strength. You've got 10. Are you going to get goons in any other way? No. You got to buy 1 goon. Because if it comes out and it's 12, you're already going to have to pay a fortune here. If it comes out and it's 12 and you can't defend both of those things, that's 100% going to destroy everything that I need. You can go to restaurant instead of City Hall for your red card. You'll get the 1 guy you need from your infamy bump. I was going to go there to play the purple one to sell. I'm going to get a purple one. Because... is that better? I think I was going to get the infamy bump from playing this and then have 2 people, but I wouldn't have the leverage to put them out. Yeah, if I did the red thing here... you would still have 1 person to put out, and then you come here to play the purple card. And we'd get another track bump. Probably wouldn't build a casino or nightclub. I can't upgrade because I haven't really built many speakeasies ever. I'll stick with this. Maybe that'd be better. If he goes to the restaurant now, I'm going to be gutted though, aren't I? I'd get a card for placing a person in the docks. It just gives him 5 more money. I suppose 5 isn't good. I'm going to lose by a lot more than 5. But I'm thinking now you've said that, is it better to go to the restaurant now? Because his card could be go in the restaurant. And he would only be able to put... he can put there now. And then he wouldn't have placed 3. So he's going to get to put 1 in Central Park. So I think... oh yeah, the ships need to move, thank you. For buying from him. Could have done it the other way around. What? It doesn't matter. I think the restaurant is better just because he might go to the restaurant now. Yeah. Yeah. Originally, I was thinking maybe swap him out so I can get to play the red card from there. But I think it's better. I hadn't thought about that. He would usurp that one from me. Does that really matter? I don't know. Just do things. It's too late to be trying to do things better. You've put yourself in this situation. So we're going to have to play the orange card. It'd be better if I had another card, wouldn't it? Because then I could go last. Well, you wouldn't have two people to leverage anyway. Discard the yellow to be able to come here. And stay as first player. And I'll get 5 for doing the turn order as well. And then we're going to play the red card. Definitely not going to have 7 leverage about. Was nearly going to do that. So I don't know what the last turn's going to be. You could take that one away. From not playing enough things. But maybe that doesn't matter. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think the order of things is going to affect me too much. Maybe it should be selling and then selling again. You would not have the guy in the VIP room if you're changing your action. But I'd get it from advancing on the red track and going up the infamy track from playing the red card. I'd be able to sell more things in one go. Shouldn't have bought 4 barrels. I should have just bought 3. Right. Played a red card. I get to go up the red track. I can't discard a card for another red movement. But then I get this guy into my VIP room. And I can do protection. I've got 2, 3, 4 leverage. And I want to protect this. And then I want to cook 3 books, please. Let's say there's 2 speakeasies. Same zone, protected. There for 20 enemy safe. That is looking, for this stage of the game, bare. And I get to up a track. So I can up the purple track. Which gets me over here. And then the second one can be here. Again, those guys. 20 more in the safe. Another movement. I can now sell 3 barrels in one go. And I'm 16. Now, you move the bot up the infamy track. Oh, did I? I could take this that he would take. And that's better. Like, this is 10 and a leverage. This is 15 and a track movement. So I want this, don't I? Yeah, I needed to play the card first. I'm just wondering if I could do them the other way around, but I needed to play the card to be eligible for that. So I'll go here because he can take... Oh, he's not high enough, actually. But it's worth more money, so I'm going to do it. 15. And another track movement. Now here, purple isn't going to help because the next stage is 3 again. And the purple card that I'm going to draw gets me a family member. Are you going to get another one, mind? 2 cards and a helper card. Does that change things? Not really. You might be able to get another purple card that might advance you up the track the last bit of the way. And then you'd be able to sell all 4 in one action. Gamble. Purple track. The other tracks aren't going to particularly help me in any way. Now I have a helper card. I'm going to say, I haven't had a purple bottle yet. Oh, play this at the start of your turn. Take back city. To get 2 more books, because just you might as well play the helper cards when you can. You can only play 1 a turn. And for the card, I'm going to take purple. It is not a purple track movement, unfortunately, but it was worth the gamble, wasn't it? Yeah. So that's me 3 books. 1, 2, 3. Got some good track movement from there. 1 more track movement in the game, and that's another 15 in me safe. Then draw a card. So do you want the purple card now? I suppose we could sell as the very last thing instead of now. Yeah, but you can go up a track again. It doesn't matter. You can sell all 4 with one action. So then what's the last one going to be? Probably the restaurant. And just city tiles and cook. I'm not going to be able to cook 3 books. But I'm going to be able to do like that one, I think. So at the moment, I've got 3 barrels on things. So that's what I should have done, because I'm going to sell them all. What are you going to do? Draw a... I'm not going to do a different kind of thing, am I? Everything's protected. I need to build stuff, if anything. Get another purple. Hey, there's tracks. But it's too late. Joe, what are you doing? He's going to go there. Orange track. Green track. Duh, duh. Casino. In district. Has this been shuffled? I don't think this has been shuffled for Act 3. Quick shuff. I don't think there are many good book spots yet, but 30. Nothing is that. Yeah. You know what I could really do? I can't leave those barrels out. Because, I mean, I could go and cook the books again, and I'm eligible for those 2. Not the leverage anymore. I haven't got 2 casinos or 3 nightclubs. Yeah, I'm just eligible for those 2 and nothing else in the game. So that's a turn for 20 money. And I could play the city tiles. Get me a goon. Because I didn't go there and buy a goon anymore. And I do need a goon. So maybe we go to the restaurant again. And sell things as the big final action. Anyway, he's building a casino. Oh, he's going to get some money from this, probably. He gets a helper card in a minute. Oh, and he gets one now, doesn't he? What's he got? White, red, and purple. So he can't have the white. So then he hasn't got this one. It's the left one, so he takes that. And replace it. Some more money for him. Number 5. He can indeed. He isn't friends with that guy. So he gets a city tile. That's gone out of the way. And finally delivers. He's got nothing in his stills. So he delivers 4 barrels. So would that mean he has to pick the pink ship? Because he buys all from one ship. He can't even buy 4, can he? He can buy 3. So the cheapest combination of 3. 987, 987, 987. So which ship is in the lowest district? 6, 4. Buys from the pink anyway. Can only buy 3 because he can only take 2, 3. Oh, no. Can't deliver there. That's not operating. So yeah, he can only actually take 2. The rum run has infinite barrels, last is infinite. Thank you. I think that's what he does. Because he can actually only deliver 2. Because that can't have a barrel in it. There's a cop staring down the barrel of that casino. It's got to be honest for now. Okay. And you'd probably move your truck back a bit as well. But I don't think that matters. I don't think we're going to anywhere else to pick up more barrels. Right. He's done all of his bits. Final turn before... Oh, adjust the turn order. I've got an operating casino. I'll take 5, thank you. Oh, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have an operating casino, so you get nothing. Right. So, yeah. Restaurant again. Is worth 20, isn't it, essentially? Because I've got 3 barrels. I've got 9 strength. And it would let me get a goon for free, which I need potentially for in case. Oh yeah, ship moves. Which one did he buy? From pink. If 12 gangsters come out, I need 1 more goon. Oh, but the downside is you're going to be paying for Jack Legs Diamond from your... safe? Twice. Yeah, but you need to. Because you come here and get a track movement to get to 5 so you can sell all 4 barrels, make a load of money, and you can pay Jack. If you get lucky, if you get unlucky, you lose one of the things. And the barrel on it, and that would be awful. If you take a purple card, you can go to the restaurant again. Yeah. It just doesn't move me up that purple track. Oh yeah, I suppose you just sell it again. So... oh, this moves me up the tracks. No, is that what you meant? There's only 112, but I bet you it's the one that I draw. Oh. So what's the last card gonna be? Like, I can draw another card here. So what I can do is... I can do this without going to the restaurant. No, but you want to go to the restaurant first. So if I go to the restaurant and put 3 books out, it's just going to have to be 2 there, I think. I don't think I can qualify another one at all. And then I play the purple card. I get to sell 3 of them. And I can put a thing out there and have a free goon. And there's the goon worked. But then I don't know what the last action is. Because there's no point just building a speakeasy at the end, because there's cops everywhere. Maybe attack a rum runner. If it ends up being a not so bad gangster, and my goons are in place, yeah, let's go for it. So restaurant final. Pay a card to get in there. Cook up to 3 books. I think I can only do 2 anyway. So have 3 barrels. I can see them. So that is 10 and a leverage. Current leverage is 5, right? I need 7 for that. And 10 money in me safe. Then have 9 strength. Same thing. Get a leverage. 10 money in me safe. Then... oh yeah, turn order as well. I'm not going to go last and waste a card. That's going to pay me 5 too. And then play a card. It's better than that, isn't it? Better than getting another goon and a book, because I don't need that. It doesn't matter. Play the purple card. Loses me a leverage, actually. But I can put a family member out. Family member's going to be in the docks, in the middle docks. So I'm banking on probably attacking the blue ship, which may move, which would upset me. Like, I could place in the right and then have my other one move to the right. You can move all of yours when you place a new one. You just don't get the placement benefits for the ones you're moving. So if one of them moves, the other one's still going to be in the middle. Just if we all move to the right, there's only one in the right, the white one. But I could pay him $1 to use his strength. It's you 4 for every guy in your VIP room and gets you 2 permanent leverage. There's no point to that. Go in the middle. Free goon, please. We're protected. That used to be in there and is no more. Oh yeah, I was going to draw a card with this. I don't need to be in second place though, so I wouldn't have spent it. I've got another turn, but I might get a helper card, mightn't I? You want it played so you get the money for it. What am I going to do in the last turn? I suppose purple, maybe I'm just going to sell one barrel and that'll be my turn. So for playing the purple card, I get to sell 3 barrels. They might as well be the lucrative ones. I think you had to do that in the opposite order to get 9 strength. Nine strength. What did I just do? I've got 10 strength, haven't I? It's you plus your friend plus your goons. So 9 you can get quite early. Like these, it's like difficulty, I think. Like these are the hardest, but you'd get a helper card for doing that one or family members for doing these ones. Yeah, selling 3 barrels. So you are coming from lucrative places. Wish I was up there, but they're 20 each. And this one's 15, so 55. Where's a 5? You've got them all out. Okay. 60 in my pocket. That's all of that played. Draw a new card at the end of the turn. What would it be other than playing a purple card? Just to like move up and get 15, I suppose. Producing in the stills doesn't help. Like, none of this is worth any money at the end of the game. Like, having more leverage, having barrels waiting around, none of that matters. Yeah, selling all 4 would have been better. But I couldn't get a track movement from this. And I needed to come to the restaurant to get a goon. No, I needed to come to the restaurant to do this and put a book down while I was out. I can still sell that barrel. You could have just done that by playing the purple card you had and throwing away the one you had instead. Yeah, I could have got to the end with that. But I've made more money this way, haven't I? I could have sold this one for 15, but I've put these 2 books down instead for 20. And I could still sell that barrel if I want to. Yeah, I need to have that goon. I could have got the goon anyway, because playing the purple card could have got me the dude to put out there to get the free goon. So I still could have got all of that from coming here. But I think getting the... I think we can still get the track movement from anywhere. Like, I would have got the track movement from coming here, so I could have sold all the barrels. But then I wouldn't have had the barrels to put a book out here. So I think it's worked out. I could still just do that with my last turn if I wanted to. Just get a track movement and sell. Yeah, I had a purple card all ready to do it. But I think this is better to get the books that are worth more than selling that single barrel. And we'll still get a track movement in the final turn of the game. That's basically the plan. Like, maybe it will just be literally selling 1 barrel and moving up a track to get 15. We do need the goon. But we could have got the goon from going there anyway. Like I say, the goon came from... where's it come from there? The goon came from playing the purple card and placing a guy in the docks. So we could have got it from here, but I wanted to get the book from having the barrels on there. Right. Turn order changed. Oh no, he needs to have his turn, then turn order changed. Moves up this track. He's going to produce. He produces 2 barrels in his stills. He's going to attack a rum runner. He's going in the docks, by the way. Okay, run me through that again. So he is going to attack the ship with the most barrels, which is blue or orange. I don't know that it affects me, whichever one he attacks. He's going to attack orange because it's in the lower numbered district. So he's attacking orange in Act 3 and gets $15 for doing it. Then he gets the crate tile. He moves a barrel to his higher value operating thing. I don't think he's got one. So it goes into his stills area. And he returns his family. Oh no, he can't attack that one. Can he? Yeah, he always has enough strength to attack any ship, and he doesn't need family members there. He returns one of his family members, if any, from the dock of the attacked ship, and then moves the ship. And then we need a new crate out. So attacking the orange ship would now be pretty good. 5 for every strength. I would get the max from that. We would get the goon either way, though. Whether I came here or came here, I would have got a goon. There's only 112, so your worst attack is 11 and 12, not 2 12s. What do you mean? I've got 10. I've just got 10 attack, and then if it's a 12, I've got 2 goons twice, so I can defend against them. So the final Lucky Luciano phase, the mob war. So first of all, it's happening in, and these are only one-sided, so we don't have to worry about these. 11, 13, 15. So first of all, in 11, we have got Maya Lansky, who has an attack strength of 11. He needs to defend that once, so get 4 back. Has he got a 1? I bet he hasn't. And a Speakeasy is placed there. And that's 9 strength if we're fussed. Then, I get 5 money for the restaurant, thank you. That was the end of the round, wasn't it? And he gets that city. No. Why is there a city tile floating around? Why have you moved that? Okay, that's that one. Next up, in District 13, we have Victor Genovese, who is the strength 12. So that is going to be 12 money from him. And a Speakeasy goes out there. And then finally, there are 2. Oh, 2 at 11 and 2 12, 2 11, 2 10. I didn't draw a card, thank you. Which card do I want? So the orange would move me up a track as well. I just need a track for going into the restaurant. And am I going to the restaurant? I'll probably just sell a barrel. Say orange. I'm not going to produce. I don't know. We just have a card for having a card. We do need to have one. And then finally, for my district, it's 10, so we were safe. But could have been stuck. So as it is, we don't need to spend any goons. Oh, I don't need to pay him 1, do I? He's got 10. Oh no, I do need to pay him twice. My goons are a waste. So I'm getting attacked for 10 because he gets +1 in a mob war. I have 5 strength. I would only have 9 by spending all my goons. So I've got to, for each of my buildings, pay for him. So it's 6 each time. So it cost me 12. But I've got the money as well by selling the barrels early. Yes. So they exist still. And they're going to be worth like 20 and 15 at the end of the game as well. So that's that. Cops come out, but basically it's just any space you don't see one. That's where they were coming out. There you go. So everywhere's had a mob war or is blocked off. Everywhere's had the police. And then the final district. So I'm still not involved here. So number 1, he's got 1. Number 2, it's the mobsters. 3's blocked, 4's blocked. 5, that's not operating, so mobsters. 6, mobsters. He gets 20 still. Give us some of these 10s. Midtown. So we have got number 7 is him. He's taken it off me. Stills is the lowest on the ladder. Yeah. Oh, and yeah. So orange will be good for going up that track, actually. Orange was a good choice. I was just picking blindly. But you're right, run running will be better than selling now that we haven't. If we had the 12, I would have had to spend all of these, but now we haven't had to spend them. We can probably attack, and we've got a choice of 2. So, yeah, Speakeasy is higher up than a still, so he's taken that district off me. Frustratingly, he is not operating here. Oh, so why have you got a barrel, mister? I think that should go back on the orange, maybe. So Mobster gets that one. I've got this one. Nobody. Green. Nobody. So he gets 20 and I get nothing. Uh-oh. And then over here, he's going to take it into green. Green. Me. At least I'm only 10 behind there. He gets 40. And I get 30. I'd like 100 too, please. I don't predict enormous scores. For me. Well, his seems a little lower. We've got protected buildings and everything to benefit from, which he's probably got more than me. The blue ship should have moved since he attacked it. He attacked the orange ship, didn't he? He attacked the orange ship and it moved, I think. Yeah, because this came out. We said how the strength was good for me. Right. Police have come out. We've had the district. We've been sad about that. Return. 1 single capo. And let's have a look then at the... I haven't changed the angle for ages ever. So we can attack the blue or the pink. So the blue has 12 strength. So it's my strength multiplied by my family members. So I would get 10 strength and then 2 goons. Or what's the pink one? 50. I can't attack the pink one. Pink one needs 15, unfortunately. So it's going to be the blue one we're attacking. So, yeah. Get all the steps then. You haven't got a helper card to play. Capo goes there. We're going to play an orange card. Oh no, I get a goon for free. We can attack that, so let's have a look in a minute. So I'm going to play that there. Up my orange track, which moves me up there, which gets me 15 in my safe. So close. I'm not going to pay the extra card for another track movement, am I? Or what are you hanging onto this for? Okay, so we've got the option. You get a free goon. So I have got 15 strength if I want to spend all of the goons. So is that 3 for every card in my hand? Feels like it. Stop scrolling past that page. Yeah, in your hand. So if I hung onto this card, that would be worth 3 money. Whereas this is 1 for every strength of your dude, which is only 5. Is this more lucrative? Than selling the remaining barrel? If we had 5 times strength had come out, that would be amazing. Because this doesn't get me a lot of money, does it? The blue one is a money for every step up. Oh, infamy! I'm getting the icon wrong. I thought it was my dude. That is very, very good then. Thank you. I'm thinking of the... What's the picture of your... Oh, it's got a handshake and a gun on it. It's the strength of your associate. That doesn't look anything like that at all. So yes, blue is definitely better. So we're attacking blue. So 5 times 2 is 10. 2 goons is 12. I think I've had my free goon. I've had my orange card placement. Oh yeah, and if I pay the card, I'll be higher up the infamy, which is what we care about. I get you. So you paid the 12. No, I need 13, don't I? I need to beat it. So I couldn't have done the pink one, because you need to beat it, not equal it. So 13 for the blue is more. Get the crate, which is a money for every step up the infamy track, which is 19. 20 if I put that back. And this would now be a permanent power. Anytime I placed anyone anywhere in the docks, I could choose any of the four, no matter where I placed them. I get a barrel. Stick it on my casino. I can't sell it, but it's there. One dude comes back to my VIP room, and the ship moves. Pretty good. 50, what did it get me? 19. That's better than selling a barrel, isn't it? So I would have got the 15 for the safe either way. Yeah. There's not a lot. It wasn't like a complete whiff of a last turn. It was... Probably could have planned something better. But it's alright, isn't it? It's alright. For something that happened kind of accidentally as well. And from the look of not being attacked severely. His last turn, he is going up here and here. So going up 2 on him for me. And he gets the helper card and the 15 money, doesn't he? So what colours hasn't he got? He's got white, so ignore that. You're 5, you're 5, so I'll take the leftmost one. At least it's only worth 5 to him. He's picked up a lot of 5s. Well, actually, 2 5s, 2 10s, and a 20. So they're there. He's putting a casino out in... We don't shuffle for Act 4, do we? I don't remember it saying Act 4 you shuffle. No. Don't shuffle for Act 4. He doesn't get the boat. He gets the... He doesn't get the family members, right? Am I making that up? Am I giving him things he's not eligible for? Let me just check. I've got that from somewhere. I don't know if I was reading it in the forums earlier, or if I've completely made it up. Shelley, are you still in? Does Joe, sorry Joe, no offense, get the non-family member bonuses from the infamy track? I would like him to not have a helper card and 15 money. He's still putting this out anyway, so we'll do this in the meantime. He gets a helper card from this. And can he put his thing out in 11? Yes. And get a city tile. And then protection is 4 people. So basically anything that isn't protected. He's only got 3 unprotected things. He does not, thank you. So he would get the helper card anyway from this. I've given him 50 and he's not entitled to. Thank you very much. I have been giving Joe too much money in my games. Protection done, then 3 books. This is a level 4 card, so you see, like, he gets to do a lot of stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, unfortunately. He is eligible for 7 things in here, so he's going to get a load of books from this. He is not entitled to any zone goals, because he didn't put a speakeasy in this zone, and I've taken these. Then City Hall. He's got 7, and he's got 5. So there's another 40. That's where he's going to demolish me. And then the docks. He's got 2, so he gets 15 from that. And then all of his stuff is operating, so he's going to get loads of money for it at the end. Right. That's the last bit. Okay. I've got some money. I've just not got a lot of money. So that was the last placement. And at the end, it's just... I've already said it, haven't I? But it's just your helper cards, isn't it? And your protected buildings. So from helper cards, I might have done a tiny bit better. I think I'm the exact same. 20, 30, 40, 50. We are each getting 50 from our helper cards. And then he gets 1 for every city tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be 10, 20, 30, 40. He is all the 5s. 50, 100, 200, 300. So he's at the 300 and somewhat mark. He's going to go way past that in a minute, though, with his... Oh, I could produce barrels. I forgot that when I played this card. Why not produce barrels? It didn't make a difference. I don't do anything with them. So let's see. There's nothing hiding under my player board, is there? Because it is... it's on stilts. Which has really helped, actually. These things were in the way. Because, yeah, he's going to get more money than me now. Now he's protected them all. That was the one thing I had going for me, that he had a few things out not protected. So let's just see how much we lost by. 30, 50. There's 100. Tighten things up right now. So yeah, I'm at like 270. He's on about 350. And then he's going to get more from this. So protected buildings. I have one casino. 20, 35. Done. 45, 55, 75, and that is it for me. At least we can have a 300. But then... So, 15 for a nightclub. 35, 45, 55, 75, 95, 105, 115. So already, he's on the next 100 to me. So normal difficulty was brave. It is 345 to 451, unfortunately. But yeah, there were, I don't know, like, made a lot of good decisions. Had fun most of all. But yeah, ultimately, for all that stuff that I did, like all of that focus on like turns to protecting things to get that goal, was that worth it, of just protecting one thing in Act 3 of the game? Might not have been. I did get that goal and track movement and stuff, but... And lucky that he didn't sell as well, because that would have been even worse for me. Like, getting to protect those buildings at the end, like... The card he didn't play, and some have been removed from the game that it would have been selling barrels. So, like, he might have... And that would have protected them, so that would have been even worse. But yeah, getting to those books just before me, so that I couldn't do these like easy-ish ones that I'd done. Like, he could have got blocked off from them if I'd gone there a little bit early. But ultimately, it was like, you can upgrade your VIP area, and if you've got enough leverage out on things like permanents from maybe create like an early rum runner and getting 2 permanent leverage early on. Yeah, his first turn was getting a correct. And maybe the leverage of the guy that isn't as helpful in fights or getting you an immediate thing, but 2 permanent leverage, and like being able to put out a load of guys, and you just putting like loads of speakeasies out that are protected. Yeah, ultimately, I think that's the thing. I got everything protected, but I didn't have a lot of stuff out, as shown in the difference in the tossing up for it all at the end, and that hurt me in the districts too, of like having nothing in here. Probably should have, like, it was a lovely central location going over here, but in hindsight, put a lot of things out in the least lucrative zone. Whereas, like, that's not as attractive a place, because it's a bit harder to like link up these bits, and it's out there on its own. But yeah, drawing or maybe even like usurping him from there, so I was getting the 40 and he was getting nothing. That could have been like, could have kept making that happen, and that could have been a swing of like 80 points or something, which, like, it looks like he's got tons, but doing things better in those zone majorities, like a swing of just like 60 wouldn't have... And that might have won the game, actually. I'm not saying, like, if I'd gone here, I would have won the game, but seeing, like, just a little thing in these majorities where I was just doing nothing and he was sweeping it. Like, if you... that's another thing as well, if you, like, going into a district where he looks like he's got a little bit of a foothold and just doing the next best thing for him, like, where he starts with his stills, just going in there with a speakeasy and making it so he's nullified from that for the rest of the game as long as you, like, get protecting it. Yeah. So it looks like a gulf, but it's not that much of a gulf. Yeah. Some goofs early and late, like not being prepared for a protection action by having not built enough stuff by that point. Like, built bigger than I normally would, and they did pay off fairly well, but didn't, like, only went to that action like once maybe. But yeah, there we go. I hope, like, I'm sure Speakeasy is going to be back. Is it land on my solo Lacerda list? I don't know, because it's always been a very easy answer of the Gallerist is my favourite solo. And that is partly driven by, like, that's probably the first one. It's like probably the first... I'm pretty sure it's the first Lacerda that I played that... Well, it's the first deluxe one, wasn't it? The first one that had an actual solo mode. And I think it came out around the same time as Feast for Odin. And so it had that kind of... They were probably the first big solo-y things that I played at all. And if I'd... When was that? Like 2015? So not that long before the channel. But yeah, they were the things that were like... They were the two things out on the table just getting played and played and played. Like, when I first got hold of them. And, always said that, like, I love that thing about the Gallerist that it's still tough enough doing all of these things and getting all of the stuff unlocked and working out how you're going to make these master gallerists and stuff. Because, yeah, as you say, it's not points. It's the top rank is doing difficult things, and your score doesn't actually matter. But yeah, there's a little bit for going to the international markets, but turn to turn, he is acting more as a timer and a trigger for your executive actions in the Gallerist, and you don't have to worry about a turn for him at all, really, until you've got to work out which tile he's taking from the markets. And, like, I've loved, like, so many of the solos, like, even, like, maybe Weather Machine would have the most involved one, perhaps. That is still satisfying and crunchy. It's like David Torts did Kanban EV as well. He's co-designer on this one, right? I think he did the solo of Kanban and then Weather Machine. And Weather Machine was tougher because it could make you lose. But yeah, like, definitely as fun as they are, and I've played them a load as well, it's the Gallerist that keeps coming up as just having, like... It's one of my favourite of Vitel's games anyway. And yeah, the stuff that's going on in the game is complicated enough without having a bot to run in the Gallerist. Even though, like, it's depending on who you ask, it's not one of the most complex ones. But trying to work out how you're going to discover people, make them famous, fit your requirements to qualify for your thing. Because the thing with Master Gallerist as well, you might not need a score on it, but it's a situation where, like, I've found with Master Gallerist... Sorry, I'm meant to be talking about Speakeasy, and I'm just talking about the Gallerist. If you go for Master Gallerist and mess up, you will get no rank. Whereas, like, if you're going for the middle rank and you mess up, you'll probably still qualify for one of the others. It's like, if you're going for the specific things you need to do for Master Gallerist and you mess up somewhere, you've probably not got, like, the score or something required to reach anything. So that's, like, a tough thing with that as well. But what it's all leading up to, and Shelley, you're co-designer of this, so yeah, I'm not just saying it because you're in the chat. Like, I might have been explaining it all, like, slowly and making it seem like a lot was going on, like, right at the start of it. But when you are just, like, when you are not streaming it and just sitting down and playing it, the turns for you and trying to think about how you're going to get stuff done, and probably most particularly the order you need to get stuff done, that's still all there, and you're thinking of all the stuff just like in multiplayer. And is that space going to be available? The park is beautiful that you can still get there if you want to give someone else a benefit if the particular side you want isn't there anymore. But yeah, you're still doing all of that multiplayer stuff, and Joe is still, as you've seen in this, Joe is still getting in the way, sometimes at the most perfect moment, doing the exact thing. It didn't quite mess me up getting the leverage thing, but it would have been nice being second player. I might have got some more things out in second player. I like I got to 5 strength and probably didn't really do much with it. But yeah, Joe is still getting in the way loads, whilst generally on a turn. Like, see, sometimes for like the late game ones getting a few different actions, but even then, you've seen the things of like, okay, like doing 5 things. Is that a lot? Because going to the restaurant, we know what he does there. Just go in there, trying to take second place if you can, if not first place. Moving up a track, putting a thing out. Okay, district, can you go there? Yes, maybe get a helper card, and that's like the longest that it could be. By then, you know protection. Where hasn't he got protection? Pop it down. Sell barrels. Where's he got barrels? That's how many you can do. Like, even when he gets to do a load of actions, it's snappy and quick, and there isn't really there's a priority list for the goals for where he protects, but there isn't like much you need to remember with that. There's those couple of situations where you've got to think what his priority is, but generally his priority is what yours would be. Like, if you were putting protection out, it's where the police are. Like, and that's true of like the like say weather machine with more involved tougher bots. That's still true of them, that they're doing the things that a normal player would want to do because that's what they're designed to do. But yeah, in this it's just like, well, yeah, they would go there first, and even the goals is just kind of like a loop around of what they would do. Well, kind of like, that's a better way of thinking about it, isn't it? Just a loop round that way. The zone goals, then that one, then that one. Okay, that's a bit out of order, but you get what I mean. Like, you're not spending very much time compared to yours doing Joe's turns, but Joe is still like being competitive for a start. Like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I've come closer, but I don't think I've won on standard yet. I believe like this is only like number 4, I think. Might only be my second time on standard. So yeah, saying I've never won, like some incredible thing. But yeah, it's only like my second go at it. I've got a baby, I don't get to play many games. I sneak away to big streams. And this is the first. Now, I played it last night. This is the second time solo that I've played it physically as well. I've been playing it digitally where I've been away, which has not been ideal doing it on a laptop. Like, I can get kind of back in the mind. Like, I don't play much on, not board game arena, but like Tabletopia, where you've got to do the physical dragging and placing and stuff yourself. Don't do much of that these days, and it's a lot worse on a little laptop when you've got like had a mouse but like perched on a sofa arm and stuff. It's not ideal. When you can see it all in front of you, it's a lot better. But yeah, whatever I said, this is why I don't do first impressions anymore. But I was thinking of like I feel like this one needs one. Like that. So there it is. I clipped that off the end of the stream. That's how the first impressions were always filmed anyway. I've just cut out all those bits where I hang in the middle of a sentence while my brain works out what I was meant to be saying. Mouth goes too quickly and my brain runs out of words. Yeah, Joe's turns are really quick. Duck Soup, the easy mode is 60% win rate. I can't remember which on Mars mode I played in the solo. I think I only had the prototype for one of the modes. I did do that in a video. But yeah, on Mars is like I think about it, like I would, because there's a co-op mode and stuff as well. Like it's different for different people as well. But yeah, on Mars was the one where just base game and the base solo, it felt just like too much, and that I wasn't like, not that you couldn't get the rules, but I couldn't picture a way to make it flow and to make it seem like I was planning stuff properly. Like a lot of this might have felt like it was a lot of like just nothing and then doing a random thing, but I was trying to think about it. But I can picture like it's still tough. Let's say the ordering of things is most important of this, and like you can't perfectly plan out how things are going to go, but yeah, it's odd because you've still got like the helper cards are still like having an executive action sometimes, and there are definitely like different ways to get what you want. Like in terms of like even if things are blocked off for you, you can still come to the restaurant and get to play a card and do a load of the secondary actions. Like if it's just like selling you want to do and you've been blocked out of here, well, you could just come to the restaurant and do it. You're never blocked out of there if you're willing to pay the extra card, and you can get some other stuff done as well. But maybe I can always describe like a lot of Vital's games is that they're like things are happening in a big loop, and you need to like once your brain has cracked that loop and can get into like how things are working, which is easier sometimes than others for like, okay, we're in a car factory, design the car, get the parts for the car, make the car, test the car. Like once you get into that circle, all of the extra ways of doing things will like start to click more easily. Whereas I don't know if it's just because there's like more worker placement spots and it's all laid out there. Something seems like while it is not necessarily a much lighter game, it's still like pretty meaty and probably be trickier than say Kanban. There is something about it that feels very easy. Like even just learning it from the rulebook feels it feels like it clicks easier. It clicks quicker as things are going around. Maybe it is that just generally you are doing a turn. It's like when like I always remember that Vital describes Lisboa as like what's difficult about Lisboa? You play a card, you draw a card. That's it. Like yeah, it's the million things that happen in between that make it tricky, of course. But yeah, there's I don't know if that's again that like yeah, I suppose yeah, Speakeasy does have more ways of you just like you don't have to even participate in the like make barrels, move barrels, ship barrels. You can just go buy the barrels as we did. Like I did end up building that stills, and it I think we ended up delivering one barrel. That was another little mistake as well. That I went to the trouble of building this stills and only ended up delivering one barrel from it, I think. Whereas, like, if I had built a speakeasy from category 3, I might not have got this leverage token, which I'd probably never needed, but I could have cleared this category out and spent maybe been building speakeasies and then upgrading them. I don't know, that's more actions. But yeah, there's like and from someone that has never like I'm going to have seen like the I haven't played all of the smaller games like the Bot Factory and things like that. I'm talking like in terms of big box Vital games. I haven't disliked a single one. There is, I don't think. I'm trying to like replay them all back in my memory now. There's like, I think On Mars is the only one where, particularly like I have played it plenty and had great times playing it, but it has always felt like I am just overloaded when I'm trying to think of what to do, and just particularly because like there's other games of his that are up there on the weight rating that I haven't felt the same about. And I know like people had There's people that found it difficult in Weather Machine, like theme wise, doing like a bit of a fantastical, like theoretical science thing rather than we're in a car factory or we're trying to save the world from pollution and stuff. I've lost my train of thought with that. But yeah, I haven't disliked any. I've been a big fan of, I think, all of the big box ones, and like stretching back to whenever we, not like when Vinos first came out, but whenever we got Vinos secondhand because we'd seen Rado raving about it. I think Kanban was the first one that we bought. So whenever Kanban came out, was that 2014? Essen 2014? That's the first one that we played, I think. But yeah, stretching back all of this way, yeah, it feels special, and maybe that's like it's a like it's a load of things coming together, right? That it's like this different action selection mechanism. This feels like especially engaging, just for like the different levels of stuff that you're doing as well. They're like, well, I want to sell barrels, but I can't afford to do this. But like, am I going to make the most of it from doing this? And as I said, like, it's about the ordering of your actions as well. That like, well, I want to do this, but it's going to be a waste if I don't do this first and then this first. But then I am very limited by 11 placements the whole game. So when you spend a turn like I did, popping a person out here and putting one protection out on something, especially by act, maybe in act 1 that's okay, but in act 3, like, you're wasting your time. Like, it's a combination of like the action selection, the theme helps as well. So like, can't say I know much about Prohibition beyond what was in The Simpsons. It's a good source of knowledge in it, but I'm aware of it, and it's cool being a gangstery kind of person and having to fend off these things. I love that we don't attack each other's stuff, which in like, that's something I love about Vitel's games, that like they're still interactive and competitive, but you're not attacking each other in it at all. Yet you still have to worry about attacks and can be aggressive if you want, but it's just directed at an external force, which is another massive plus as well. And that, yeah, while still feeling directed, like you can still, when you're placing your thing at the beginning of the game, like you're taking into account some of those things that I described, but you could go anywhere you want. Everything's good. Like going somewhere that's completely empty, great. You don't have to worry about anything for this whole act. You don't have to go and protect anything. Make your money, have a laugh. Maybe you won't care when the mob war comes. Just let them go and go somewhere else. Or you can be planning ahead and just like, oh, well, I'm going to go to these tough places now, but they're never going to get hit later. I want these particular city tiles, and we're going to go to the restaurant early and get these extra benefits from them. Yeah, it's so open at the start, but when you start narrowing down, as soon as you are like on the path to like, well, I've got this out now, so well, I've built the stills, so we probably start producing things in it. Like, you are so limited by the ever decreasing capos that, yeah, you've got to be so efficient just because of that. That sticking in me, mine now, spending that turn doing the protection. I needed to do it, didn't I, for the goal, but you got in. I've learned more about actual Prohibition from just reading the rules of Speakeasy. Lucky Luciano and stuff. Yeah. Just having Mars as theme made it better, yeah. It's strange as well, because like Kanban just being that first one, I don't know about it, just maybe it just being the conveyor belt and being like a, like not knowing anything about how cars are manufactured really, but just imagining that, like, well, yeah, that is the order that you would manufacture a car. There's something about that that makes it like, for us coming into one of Vita's games for the first time, it clicked really well because of that. And still now, like I think I said it at some point in the stream, that like Rach, my wife, like Kanban, she would play and she really enjoyed that. But everything since, I think she enjoyed a play of Escape Plan. But others that I thought, like when I got the Gallerist, that like, oh, like actually this is like easier going, and we're getting these pieces of art and stuff, and it's all beautiful and everything, and a lot of them that came in to like that just bounced off and just no, not this isn't clicking, not enjoying this. I think I think on Mars was the point that it went too far. They're like, well, already not enjoying the Gallerist. Like that's in the days where like, can we try it? Maybe I'll like it. Whereas like these days, I'd just be like, well, why even try that? We know going in that she's not going to enjoy it. I think we got part way through a game of it, and she's just like, no, I don't want to play this anymore. Which is fair enough. But yeah, Kanban for her is like the easiest one to get into. I think Escape Plan as well, like clicked a bit in that way, but the others for some reason, even like CO2 and stuff. Yeah, but I don't think any of us are thinking about like even though that is the theme of the game is Kanban, but I think for us definitely we're just thinking of well, cars on a conveyor belt. Design the car, make the car, test the car. I think that is something that really works for it, and like having the even in the pre-deluxe, the pre-EV version of Kanban, having it arranged in the conveyor belt of it all in the order of your worker placement and Sandra coming. I think that's like such a key thing as well. Like having Sandra coming and checking up on you, even like in the beginning where we played nice Sandra to learn it with. That was such not that we'd played massive amounts of Euro games at that point, but that was such a cool like different thing that still really see like a boss figure chasing you about and evaluating how good you're doing at this complicated game. Started being thoughts. It's just general thoughts on Lacerda stuff now, isn't it? But yeah, I think there is something particularly special. I'll need to order these things because I haven't worked out the games that are going to be in it at all yet. But I would be very surprised if, well, I can say pretty much for certain, right? Speakeasy is going to be in the top 10 of the year. They're going to be pretty high in the top 10 of the year if it's not at the highest. If you watch to the end, you get that little early scoop. And I haven't sat down and read a list of all the things I played this year because we've got to go all the way back to January and Captain's Chair, right? It was probably the first thing released this year because it was just held over from not quite making it last year. But then technically, Speakeasy doesn't come out until the beginning of January, does it? So does it go next? Does it go next time? Oh yeah, Sandra. I did not make that connection until just now. Sandra is I don't know if she's cropped off the camera here. She is slightly. The names are cropped off a little bit, but there is Sandra. Beautiful. Yeah, I've tried to make it all fit in as best as I could. This is literally as far as my camera will go out. And there is another camera here that can go closer, but I thought I don't know if it's worth setting all of that up just to see the Rum Runner bit a bit closer. 2025 release. I was going to put it in there anyway. So we've got to talk about, and yeah, coming soon. Like another scoop, although you'll be seeing it very soon. There's going to be a playthrough for the Great Library coming very soon in the next like 2 weeks. That arrived today. I have not opened it yet because like I started reading about I started unboxing and looking through Ada's Dream because I'm doing a video for that this week as well. A recorded one, not a live one. And I started flicking through and just started catching myself reading the rule because like don't take anything, and I've been reading and watching so much to try and get Speakeasy straight, which I think like apart from goofs that my brain will never like click in, like forgetting to take a card or forgetting to move a ship, that is always going to happen forever. But I think for like actual rules and stuff, I'm very pleased with how I've gone in this. But I have like managed to get a little bit more time to like practice those online games, not online, but Tabletopia. and managed to get a practice game in last night while still not messing up the setup too much. But yeah, Speakeasy will be coming back. I hope. Like, there's a lot of games in December. 100% not happening like in December. I don't think. 99%. You never say never. Never know. Christmas Day, sneak off and play a game of Speakeasy on a stream. No, but yeah, we need to have it back. We need to beat normal difficulty, step it up. I don't know if we'll ever get there. But yeah, just gotta play those districts a little bit better. Right. Oh, Europe and UK backers have got it, so definitely a 2025 game. It's just it's hung at 2026, but backers have had it for a bit. Okay, definitely 2025. No, so I need to look at all this. I hear there's wooden leverage markers. And why that stuck in my mind particularly. I got these little razors printed because I was knocking the cards into the district markers constantly because I have to be right up close because again this is as far as my camera will zoom out. So yes, there's a lot of stuff coming up in December, even though there's only going to be like essentially 3 weeks of December. It's going to be a vote tomorrow on Patreon for like Great Library is happening. That's not going to be in there, but yeah, there's going to be a few things to try and cram in another stream or playthrough for December, and because there's great exciting games that could potentially be among my favorites of the year that I haven't a chance to play yet. It's always the same with like doing a top 10 of the year, that I'm not going to include them all in there, but I'm glad that we got to get Speakeasy in. Thank you for voting for it, everyone. I had a hunch that it would do well in the vote, but yeah, thank you for agreeing with basically that we should do it. Oh yeah, the final one's got punchboard ones on it for the same purpose. But I didn't even think about it until like it came to like playing the game on this, and I was just like, I'm gonna have to do something for the. I'm gonna have to have the district markers miles away or prop something up, and then just saw, oh, someone's done a little template. That'd be nice. Right, I have been waffling for ages, and I was probably needed to move a baby. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much, Shelley, for being here anyway, but helping out, getting all of the Vital stuff to me anyway in the first place. And yeah, we'll be back soon. I don't know when, but you will find out when I've got it locked in. It will be before the campaign finishes for sure. But yeah, one of the big December-y things is we've got to try and hold on to the Speakeasy knowledge for future playthroughs, but now we got to get the Great Library in and get that practiced and stuff. But I'm very, very excited. I'm going to be immersing myself in that very soon. So thank you so much for being here, everyone. You can subscribe if you would like to. You can support me on Patreon, Ko-fi. You can join as a YouTube member if you would like to. I should probably have said that somewhere before the 3.5 hour mark. But yeah, it's all there if you would like to help me make things. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Have lovely evenings and that. I will be back in pre-recorded form this week. I'll probably be live around the same time next week. But yeah, I will post when that is happening. Thanks, everyone, and see you soon. Bye, bye, bye.